Hi, my name is Saad Hamadi. Would you like to learn how to make an amazing yet super professional website? Let me show you.
If you still think that building a website needs programming skills and thousands of dollars worth of cost, I am here to show you how you can build this amazing killer website for free and build it yourself. There are lots of website tutorials out there, but they are almost all made by web designers. And while the design element is critical for a website, building a website should be approached from a marketing and business point of view. And that's where I come in. To maximize the return over investment when building a website, your website needs to be well designed, but it also needs to be well optimized for search engines, and then it needs to be well converting. The website I'm about to show you how to build incorporates design elements that are inspired by big companies like Apple, Living Social, Airbnb, Spotify, Uber, and some other multi-billion-dollar companies. If you're an entrepreneur with a business idea, or if you're a freelancer, photographer, blogger, or any kind of small to medium business, or especially if you ever thought about having an online home business, then I'm confident you will benefit greatly from watching this tutorial. I will show you how to build this website step by step. But let me first give you a tour of the website we're building. Our website features a full-width image slider with 3 images, with headings and subheadings, and a call to action. It also features a menu with some menu items having submenus, and then on the left you have a custom logo. Of course, you can change to make this your own logo, which I will show you how to make a logo. The next section is our services section, and this is where you can feature your products and services. And in my case, I have them with some icons, and by clicking on each one of these icons, it takes me to the corresponding page. In this case, the inspiration page takes me to this inspiration page. Do not pay attention to this dummy text. This is just a filler. So let me go back. And then the section below that is a section with a text and a message. And of course, you can customize this to reflect your own brand. And below that, we have another section that displays the latest from our blog. And by clicking on any one of these images or titles, we will be taken to the corresponding blog post. And below that, another section that has a text and 2 call to actions. One of these call to actions takes the visitor to the employees page, and the other one takes them to the contact us page. And then below that, we have another section for a video. And this video can be about your business or yourself, or any video that you want to put here. And then the section below that has another call to action, which takes the visitors to the testimonials page. And then below that is the footer. And this footer features 5 social media buttons. And below that, there is an opt-in form which will help collect our customers' emails, which will in turn help with email marketing. And then below that, there is a text with our company information and a clickable link. And on the right here, there is a handy button that you can click on, and you will be taken back to the top of the page. Our menu has a sticky feature which allows the menu to stay with us even if we scroll down. So let me scroll down, for instance. And so as we scroll down further, the menu stays with us all the way to the end. The second page is the About page. The About Us page is where you tell people about your company, your business and services, but it's also where you're supposed to get up close and personal. And in my case, I have just an image with my picture and some text. And then below that, another section with some text and some information about me. And then another section with 3 images, and then a call to action that takes the visitor to our contact us page. This same page has 2 submenus. One of them is the resources page, and one of them is meet the crew, which is the employees page. So let me click on that, and I will show you how to create this page. And the cool thing about this page is that when you hover over these employees, you get this pop-up box with their social media profiles. And then I will show you how to build. You've seen the inspiration page. This is a marketing page, which of course I will show you how to build along with this sidebar here. But let me go back so I can show you some more. And then these are just similar pages. And then we have the portfolio menu, which has 2 pages. One of them is the gallery page, which has a beautiful image gallery. And in my case, I chose 20 images. Of course, you can have more or less images. And by clicking on any one of these pages, a light box pops up, and you can click here and start a slideshow. You can click here to enlarge, or you can click here to go into full screen mode. Let me, for instance, do this. By sliding your cursor to the right, you can see where you can actually scroll through the pages, and you can do the same thing actually by your keyboard if you want to. Close out of this, and then underneath the image gallery I have another call to action, and then I will also show you how to build this beautiful testimonials page, which features a title and then a revolving slider with testimonials from some of our clients. And then let's scroll down. Then I will show you how to build this section that has 2 videos, and you'll be able to replace these videos with your own videos, of course. And then we have this section that displays a list of some of our clients. And then below that we have another call to action. And of course, below every page there is a footer section. And then we have our blog page. And this is an elegant, beautiful blog featuring the latest from our blog. And by clicking on any one of these blogs, you will be able to read the blog post. And then we're gonna have this comment section right here. And then lastly, we have the Contact Us page, which features our professional email address for the website, which I will show you how to make your own professional email address at your domain name that you're going to be choosing, and our phone numbers. And then there is this handy Google map, which if you have a mobile device or a smartphone, you can directly navigate towards the physical location of the business by clicking on this little icon here. And on the right side, we have a contact form that can be filled by the website visitors, and then they can just click on send. And then below that, of course, we have our footer. This website is also responsive, and what responsive means is that it can essentially be resized. And in these 2 screens, I'm showing you how it appears on my Google Nexus phone using both the portrait and the landscape modes. It's also responsive on other Android phones and iPhones as well as tablets. And this is important not only from a practical standpoint, since most people are now using mobile devices, but it's also great as far as SEO is concerned, because search engines, especially Google, reward responsive websites and helps them better in the ranking. So the first thing we need to do is get a domain name and a hosting plan. And the easiest, most affordable way to do that is to use a company called HostGator. Go to hostgator.com. HostGator is one of the most respected, well-known hosting companies out there. I myself have used HostGator since 2005, and I have found them to be affordable, reliable, and easy to work with. Also, HostGator is one of only 3 companies the WordPress platform recommends. I would recommend HostGator for a lot of reasons, but these 3 reasons right here are my top reasons why you should choose HostGator over any other hosting company. And lastly, they have won numerous awards. And in a side-by-side comparison by the PC Magazine, HostGator was the only other company besides DreamHost to get more than 4 stars rating. Now, feel free to use any other hosting company if you would like to. Just keep in mind that I will be using HostGator to install my WordPress, and some other hosting companies have different installation process. So unless you're advanced or feel comfortable using another service, I would encourage you to at least try HostGator until we've installed WordPress, at which point you can either choose another company or keep HostGator, because you have 45 days money back guarantee to try them. If you don't like them for whatever reason, you can get refunded fully, no questions asked. So there's little to lose there. So let's go back to HostGator. So click where it says Get Started Now, and then click Choose a Plan. And as you can see, they have 3 plans. I think that most of you will not need a business plan, at least to start. Therefore, I will focus on the baby plan and the hatchling plan, which are essentially the same plans, except this one is a little bit more expensive, but that's also because it offers unlimited domains, whereas the hatchling plan allows you the opportunity to only host a single domain, which if you're only gonna have one website, that's more than enough. For this tutorial, I will be using the hatchling plan. But remember, if you decide that you're going to add another domain name, you can always upgrade to the baby plan or the business plan at no charge. So that's why I think it's a good idea maybe to just start with this one and try things out. So let's click on sign up now. Now, if you already own your domain name, go ahead and click I already own this domain and enter your domain right here, and then proceed to choose your hosting plan. But I'm assuming that many of you have not registered their domain names. Therefore, let's go back to register a new domain. The domain that I chose for my website is amazingwpwebsite.com, not websites with S. But I'm actually redoing this video. I did it initially with the correct website, but I lost my screencast. I don't know what happened to it. So my personal preference is to have a .com extension, but you can have a .club or a .co or any one of these. But like I said, I just prefer a .com. So let's click here, and it's telling me that it's available. So now let's scroll down. And before I scroll any further, notice how they have the domain privacy protection checked. If you like to have the domain privacy protection, you can leave this checked, but many of you might not need this. So it's just an upsell. So I will uncheck it by just clicking here. Now let's scroll down. Now the billing cycle, you can choose the 36 months, at which point if you were to do that, if you were to pay for 3 years, you're going to get the biggest discount. And your monthly pay will only average $4.86 because you paid 3 years in advance. But if you chose only 1 month, for example, you get 20% off. But I have a coupon that's going to save you even more. So you're going to enter your username, and I will do that in a second. And you're also going to enter a security pin. We're going to do that in a little bit. And you're going to enter your billing info, and we're also going to do that in just a second. But I first want to go down to show you what happens. And before I also do that, see how they have additional services that they are upselling. You don't need any of these. So just uncheck each one of them. Uncheck this one. And this coupon code, which is Snappy Day, is the coupon that they chose for you. That coupon allows you to get 20% off of your first month. So instead of $10.95, you only pay $8.76. Well, I have a better coupon for you. So if you were to go ahead and enter Hamadi 1 cent, that's HAMADI number 1 CENT, and then click on validate, it went down from close to $22 to $12.96. That's because this coupon, the 1 cent coupon, allows you to get your first month for only a penny. It's also worth pointing out that this coupon right here is good for both the hatchling plan and the baby plan. So if you had chosen the baby plan instead of the hatchling plan, you can still apply this coupon and you would get a penny for your first month. So keep that in mind. If you already had your domain name, then applying this coupon like I just did here, you can start with just 1 cent because the domain registration is taken off. Now, had I chosen more than 6 months for any one of my plans, the hatchling, the baby, or the business plan, then another coupon would have made sense, and that is Hamadi 2016. This coupon right here saves you 25% of the entire order. And that's why if you're choosing a longer commitment, I suggest that you use this coupon because it is still better than their 20% default coupon. I do want to point out that these coupons are referral codes. Not only do they save you money, but they also earn me some referral fees. So thank you kindly in advance for using my coupons. But rest assured on your side that I am only referring HostGator because I know it's the best hosting company out there, as I could have chosen any number of other hosting companies that offer bigger incentives. So now let's go back up. And for the username, I am choosing this username. For the security pin, it must be between 4 and 8 numbers. Make it hard but memorable. And then let's come down here. Right here, this is the billing section. And these boxes are self-explanatory. I don't think that I need to tell you what to do here, but just your email, first name, last name, address, all that good stuff. And right here is where you enter your credit card information. But you can also choose to pay with PayPal, which if you choose PayPal, you can still pay with your credit card using PayPal itself. And then scroll down. And now let's review. So we get our 24/7 365 phone live chat free. instant account activation, free, money back guarantee for 45 days, domain registration for 1 year, and with this you own your domain outright for 1 year. The hatch link for 1 month, that's a penny. The subtotal is $25.95 and the discount because of the coupon is $12.99, and so the amount due is $12.96. Now once you're done, come over here where it says I have read and agreed to the terms of service and click it, and then click where it says check out now. I'm not going to do that because I have already done it, but I will see you at the next screen. Then you're going to get an email from HostGator, possibly two, but the one you're going to be looking for is the one that says your account info. This email usually arrives within 2 minutes, but in some cases it may take up to 15 minutes. So if you don't have it beyond that, I would check with HostGator. And it's usually from sales, but in this case it says no reply. But regardless, when you open that email, it's going to look something like this. This email will include a link to the cPanel, the control panel, and it will have a username, which in this case, this is the username I chose, the domain, and a password. And this is the email we need to install WordPress. And to install WordPress, what you need to do is click on this link. But before you do that, you may want to grab your password. So let me go ahead and copy it. And please make sure you don't copy any spaces. Copy. I know my username, so I don't need to copy it. So let's just go ahead and click on the cPanel. And let's go ahead and enter our credentials. Click here where it says login. Login successful. That's good. And this is HostGator's control panel. You're going to see a lot of icons. Do not worry about these. We are not going to use many of these. In fact, most we will never use. But let's just go ahead and scroll down. And we're looking for the icon that says Quick Install. And it's right here under this section that says Software and Services. So let's go ahead and click on it. And this is the quick install page. So what you want to do now is come over here to the left and find where it says WordPress. Click there. And come over here to the right and click where it says Install WordPress. And right here it's going to ask which website you want to install WordPress on. So let's click here and go ahead and choose your domain name or whichever domain name you want to install WordPress on. In this case, it's our domain name, amazingwpwebsite.com. Then for the admin email, you can type in any email of your choosing. I will choose Saad@hamadiconsulting.com. And for the blog title, that's basically the website title. So I'll name it Amazing Website, since we're going to be making an amazing website. For the admin user, I will have this as Hamadi Consulting for the first name, and for the last name, Hamadi. And then click right here where it says Install WordPress. Now you will notice that the install is very quick. It really takes just seconds. Now be sure to copy your WordPress credentials, because you're going to need your username and password, especially your password, which we're going to change later, but just keep both handy. Now this link is the WordPress link that you will use whenever you need to edit your website. So make sure you also save it. So now your website will propagate. And what that means is that it's basically replicating throughout the internet. This process can take hours, but at times it takes only 10-15 minutes. So keep searching online for your website to see if the website is available. If you get an error page, that means the site is not available. Just be patient. Your website will be available soon. So let's go ahead and click this link to access WordPress and our website. This login box opens up. So go ahead and enter your username and password and then click login. Alright, so when you first log into WordPress, this is what you see, the dashboard. And the dashboard is basically the backstage. This is where we're going to be changing the look and the feel of our website. It's where we're going to be adding plugins. It's pretty much what we're going to be working with most of the time. And the front end of our website would be the website itself. So let's actually go ahead and visit our website. So let's click on Amazing Website, click Visit Site. And this is our website. Right now it looks plain and empty with nothing, no images, no menus, no headings, none of that. But of course, we're going to make it look like this. So we have some work to do, but it won't be long before we actually have an amazing, stunning looking website. So let's proceed. Let's go back to dashboard. But first, let's actually take care of a few things before we proceed. Let's go ahead and go to plugins. Let's go to install plugins. And we are going to delete some of these plugins because they serve no purpose. Let's first deactivate this one. And now let's actually delete all of them together. And let's click on delete. Click on apply. Yes, delete these files and data. And they're all deleted except for the one we left, which is a good one. This is actually going to help us with spam. Next thing we're going to be doing is installing our theme. And the theme we're going to be installing is called Sydney. So let's go to Appearance, Themes, and let's click on Add New Theme. Let's try to find it by searching for it. Sydney. And there you have it. So let's click on Details and Preview. And as you can see, it has 5 stars out of 88 reviews. And I believe that it's the highest rated theme in WordPress, or one of the highest rated ones. And that's obviously for a reason. People really like it because it's very customizable. So let's click on Install. And let's click on Activate. And as you can see, the Sydney theme is now the active theme. So let's go ahead and check our website now that we've installed the theme. So let's scroll up here. And let me actually right click on where it says Visit Site. That way I can keep this other tab open. And this is what it looks like. It has the slider with the 2 images, and these are 2 default or stock images that come preloaded with the theme. But of course, we're going to change them. And if we scroll down, this is what it looks like. So let me exit out of this. And you also notice that the theme comes with 2 plugins that are recommended to be installed. One of them is the Page Builder by Site Origin, and the second one is the Sydney Toolbox. And plugins are essentially snippets of codes that help enhance the website experience. And we're going to talk more about plugins as we go along. But for now, let's just go ahead and install these 2 recommended plugins. So to do that, let's go ahead and click on where it says Begin Installing Plugins. And let's go ahead and bulk install them by clicking here. And come over here and install and then apply. And they are both installed. So let's return to required plugin installer. And let's bulk activate them. Activate, apply. Both of these plugins have been successfully installed and activated. Now if you click on the dashboard again, you will notice that you have 5 more items that were added as a result of installing the Sydney Toolbox. You now notice that you have services, employees, testimonials, clients, and projects. Now, in a little bit, you might see my dashboard with different menu items, but don't be spooked by that. That's normal. This is because this is an updated recording. Right now, this portion of the video is recorded today, April 7th, 2016. My first recordings were conducted on January of 2016. But 3 months later, towards the end of March, the developer of the theme added the Sydney Toolbox, which is one of the 2 plugins that we just installed. In the past, it was a different plugin called the Types plugin. And even though generally speaking, the 2 plugins served the same purpose, installing the old plugin was just a little bit different. So pay less attention to the menu items on my dashboard and pay more attention to my step-by-step explanations. This is because even though your dashboard is probably going to be similar to mine, it will also likely at some point have a couple items that mine might not have. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now that we installed our plugins, the next thing we need to do is create a child theme. Those of you who are new to WordPress might even find it funny that there is something called a child theme. But what a child theme does basically is that it allows you to customize your website without worrying about any updates that the parent theme might have. Whenever you install a parent theme like Sydney in our case, the developer of the theme usually conducts updates. And if you don't have a child theme, you risk losing your customizations. And we want to prevent that. So right now would be a perfect time to actually do that because we haven't even started working on our website. So to do this, we need to install a plugin. So let's go to plugins, add new. And we're going to search for a plugin called Child Theme Configurator. I think let's just try with child theme. Click enter. And yep, it's this one. This is a good one. Click install. Click activate. And the plugin is now installed and activated. So next thing to do is come down here to where it says tools and go to where it says child themes. Click where it says analyze. And it's telling me that the theme appears to be okay and all that good stuff. So let's just come down, all the way down, where it says create new child theme. And as you can see here, it says child theme Sydney child has been generated successfully. So let's go back to appearance and click on where it says themes. So this is the Sydney theme, which is still the active theme. And this is the Sydney child theme. It looks identical to this other one. So we want to go ahead and activate this one. So let's hover over it and click on activate. And now our active theme is the Sydney child theme, not the Sydney. Now I'm almost ready to start customizing. But before I do that, let me go to create a new tab for our front end. Right click, click here. So now on this tab we have the back end or the dashboard. This is where we're going to be making all the changes. And on this tab we have the front end of our website, basically the website that we're going to be creating. So every time we make a change, we're going to come back here and refresh to see what the new changes look like. And on this tab we have the end result website. This is the website we're making basically. So once we're done, our website is going to look like this. So we're going to be alternating between these three tabs. So let's go back and we are going to create the two most important pages of the website, the home page and the blog page. So click on add new and home. That's the title for the home page. Let's go to where it says template and click on front page. Click on publish. Now let's go back and click on add new to create the blog page, and we're going to name this blog. We're not going to change the template for this one. Click on publish. So now that the home and blog pages have been created, let's go to appearance, customize, and let's go down, click on where it says static front page, click on where it says a static page. For the front page, assign home, and for the posts page, assign blog. Click on save and publish. So going back to our website, you see how it used to have the header area with the slider, and down below we had this sidebar and this empty space here. Well, if we refresh, we should have the lower side completely gone, and so we have the slider area, but as you can see, the lower side has completely disappeared, and that's good. So let's go back and click here, and let's go to header area where it says header type. Click there, and for the front page header, full screen slider, that's good. For the site header type, we're going to click on no header, only menu. Save and publish. Let's go back. This time let's click on header slider, and for the speed for both the text and the slider, it's at 4000 milliseconds. I will leave it as is. I think that's okay. But if you think it's too fast for you, you can maybe slow it down to 8,000, or you can make it even faster if you want to. I think at 4,000 it's okay. And this is the default slider image that the theme came with. So I'll go ahead and change it. I will go to upload files, and I will go ahead and click on select files and slider 1. Now, it's a good SEO practice to always title your images, add an alternative text, and if possible provide a description, because sometimes images do not appear, and when they don't, an alternative text does. This is also good for text-to-speech softwares which cannot read images, but they can read the description. But for the purpose of this website, most of the images will not be titled or described. But for a real website, I strongly urge you to try to always do that. So I'll go ahead and click on choose image, and voila, we already have one slider image. And so let's go ahead and change the text. For this text, I will click re-inspire and motivate. And for this text, so now let's go down to the second slider, click on change image, go to upload files, select files, and I will go to slider 2, choose image. I'll change the text. Strategy. They do not have a third slide, but we're going to have, I think 3 is actually good. Select files, slider 3, choose image, ready, your journey. Let's go ahead and click on save and publish. And the beauty of WordPress is that changes are seamless. So let's go back and refresh our front-end website to see what it looks like. And as you can see, we have our website with 3 sliders. Now I will go back and change the text for our call to action button, this button right here. It says click to begin. I need to change it to learn more. And I will change the URL for the call to action. You see, if someone was to click on our call to action, they will be taken to a URL that we specify. Right now, by default, they have it at #primary, but I don't want that. I want my own URL. So let me go ahead and paste my own URL. And this URL refers to a page that I have not created, but I will create in a little bit. It's the inspiration page, which will be a dummy page like everything else on the website. But of course, for your real website, you want to figure out which button needs to correspond to the call to action and then enter the URL here. Now I will also change this text to learn more. And as you can see, changes are seamless. That's one thing that I love about WordPress. All right, so now let's go back and click on save and publish. And let's come back. And let's now go to the menu style. And so for the sticky menu, I will leave this checked. And let me show you what checking the sticky menu does. And it's already checked, obviously. So if you go to our website, you see how we have our menu right here. And this is our logo. Well, if I scroll down, the menu would normally disappear. But because we have the sticky menu option, scrolling down, as you can see, our menu now appears. And it doesn't matter how low we go, the sticky menu stays with us. And that's a nice option to have. For the menu style, let's also keep this in line. If we were to click on centered, you notice that our website title, logo, and menu are all centered. Therefore, let's go back and click inline. So now let's exit out of the menu style and let's exit out of the header area customization. And for the site title, tagline, and logo, we will be creating our logo in a little bit, so we will get back to this one. For the header area, we just finished with that. For the blog options, let's click here. Under layout, the first thing I want to do is uncheck this and check masonry grid style instead. Experiment with any one of these if you would like to, but as a matter of personal preference, I prefer the masonry grid style. And let me show you what the masonry grid style looks like. So let's scroll to our created website and go to blog. And this is the masonry grid style. I just think that it's nice and clean, and that's why I prefer it. So let's go back and let's now scroll down, and under the excerpt length I will change that to 20. I think that 55 is a lot. And once again, let me show you what this refers to. Let's go back to our created website, and this is the excerpt, and I just think that 20 is more proper. 55 is just a bit too long. So let's go back. Now let's go to the footer section. Click there. So now let's exit out of the blog options and go back, and let's go to the fonts, and I will leave the fonts as they are. I will go ahead and change the body font size. Scroll down all the way, and I will change that from 14 to 16. Let's go back, click on save and publish, and let's go back, and let's change from 3 to 1. You can have 3 footers, and you will know what I'm talking about in a little bit, but I prefer to have only 1. Click save and publish, and let's go back, and let's go to colors. You can choose whichever colors you like, but the hex code values that I will be providing here will correspond to our already created website. This one right here. And since we're mimicking this website, I will go ahead and enter those. So for the first 2, I'm leaving them as is. For the menu background, they have it as black, but I will change that to C9, C9, C9. And this is the gray color that you see here. And let's scroll down. We're going to change the body text, and we will change this to black. So you can just click on black, and the sidebar. So let's click there, and we're going to make that black as well. So let's scroll back up, save and publish, and now click here. Next thing we're going to do is create a logo for our website, and to do this we're going to head to logomaker.com. And please notice that it's logomaker.com. So the word maker does not have E as in Edward. So now click next, then next, next, and done. Logo Maker is a free, easy to use, but very powerful web editing tool that will help us make our logo. You don't need to draw anything, nor do you need to have any graphic design background. All you have to do is browse the catalog, and as you can see, there are thousands and thousands of already drawn shapes of all types. So browse freely and take your time and try to find something that suits your website or business needs. You can even search by profession. I am now searching different terms, and as you can see, I'm coming up with lots of results. Let's try travel, fitness, book. Just think about your target market or audience. With a little bit of creativity, you will be on your way to designing a beautiful logo. What I love is that despite the functionality, the interface is so simple. You have these buttons right here for text. You can add a text, and we're about to do that. And you have these shapes, square and rectangular. This is a circle, which also can be turned into oval, triangle, and you have the paint bucket, and you have an undo button, and then you have the color wheel. So once you've browsed the catalog and found something you like, for instance, this shape right here, which it says, it looks like a spaceship. You can now resize this by dragging it, and you can rotate it, angle it this way, upside down. You can change the color by going to this color wheel here. You can add text by clicking on the text icon. You can change the text format by clicking on the text and choosing whichever one of these you like. There are dozens and dozens of writing styles. Let's say I like maybe this one. I can always drag to resize the text. I can move the text around. I can position this in front of the text or above it or anywhere I want to, or even in the middle. I can just space this and position my science rocket in the middle. The possibilities are endless. I can also change the text color. And I can resize this. Now, just remember that if you make any mistake, you can always go back and undo. Let's say you have a picture that you found and you like this laptop, but you don't want this whole thing to be black. You want to make it white. Well, you can easily change that by going to Shapes, Rectangular. Let's change the color. And now let's resize. I can just move my rectangular. I can resize just a tad more. And look at that. That looks like a laptop with a reddish display. Now we can change the color of our display, and let's say we can make it blue, we can make it green, or any one of these colors. You can combine pictures. So let's go here, arrow. So we just found our arrow. This is another image. We can resize, we can drag to resize. We can put this on top, or we can put it here. We can rotate. If you want to situate the arrow behind the laptop, this is what you can do. Right click on it, send backwards, and voila. So as you can see, there are so many options here. In our case, I couldn't remember how I got this little dog. I do remember that my wife mentioned that it was a cute little dog when I was searching for these pictures. So that's why I decided to download the drawing, and I saved a Favicon. But don't worry, I will show you how to make something that looks just like this. But that's exactly why you should always create different versions of your logo while you're on the logomaker.com website. Create different versions, different sizes, and possibly even different colors. Because once you exit out of this canvas, it may be hard to try to go back and redo everything again from scratch. So I couldn't find the same dog drawing, but I found something similar. The logo that I used had 40 by 40 dimensions for the logo, and the Favicon had 40 by 37. Now I can rotate it to make it look like our little dog that we have. In my case, I chose two versions. One of them was white, and to get the white one, click here, drag inside the box all the way to where it says F 6 times, and that's white. Let's make sure that we have it at 40. Let's drag to resize. This is white. You obviously cannot see it, but it's there. So let's go ahead and click on Save Logo, and I'm ready to save. I'm not going to save it because I already have mine saved. But once you save it, go back, click here. Now let's get our Favicon. So let's click on it, and let's go back to our color wheel. That's good. And obviously your logo can be different. You might even choose different colors. You might choose a combination of a text and image. It's up to you. But once you have your Favicon color selected, you can do the same thing. Click on Save and save. Now, it's also a good idea before you exit out of this thing to enlarge it and save a larger one, just in case. Go back, make it white, and save a wider version. When you click Save, you can see that there is a pop-up message that appears, and it says it's necessary to give credit to the original author. You can click this green box to copy the credits, and you can post the credits in any one of your web pages or your YouTube video or somewhere else. If you don't, there are no legal ramifications. Nothing will happen to you because this is totally free, so you can use it to your liking, but it's just a good practice to return the favor. You benefited from someone else's intellectual property, so the least you can do is give them credit for it. For the purpose of this website, since this is a demo website, I'm not going to do that. Now that you're done creating your logo and Favicon, let's upload both by going to Site Title, Tagline Logo. Then where it says Select Image, click there. And let's go to Upload Files, Select Files. Let's go to logo, and our logo has been uploaded. And as you can see, it's already up there. Now for the favicon, let's go to where it says site icon, click select image, upload files, select files, and let's find the favicon. Select, skip cropping. Both have now been successfully uploaded. Click on save and publish. Close out of this. And let's now go back and refresh our website to see what the changes look like. And as you can see, our logo is up and our favicon is also up. So now let's build our homepage. And the first section of our homepage that we need to build is our services section. But to do that, we first need to add these services. So let's come over here. And we are going to click on services, click on add new service, and the first service that we're going to add will be the inspiration. I will start with this one if I want to keep it the last one on the right, because these services are organized chronologically. So let me go ahead and copy the text while I'm here, and let's come over here, and so let's give it a title, inspiration, and I will go ahead and paste the content. Then I'll scroll down. This excerpt, I'm not going to put anything here. For the service icon, click where it says here, and a new page opens up. Scroll down and choose any one of these icons. In my case, my icon is a thumbs up. So I will look for a thumbs up. I will click on Control F. I have Windows. I think if you have a Mac, it's Command F. It's this one right here. So go ahead and copy. And let's go back and paste the shortcode here. Now for the service link, I will paste this URL, which refers to a page that I have not yet made, but I will do so in a little bit. It's the inspiration page. And what I want you to do next is come up here to the right, scroll up, and under categories, I want you to click on add new category. And we're going to name this category Cat 1, category 1. And this will be the same category for our two other services. So click here where it says add new category. And as you can see, Cat 1 has now been added. So now we're done. So let's just go ahead and click on publish. So now I will go ahead and add my second service, which is the design service. So let's go ahead and click here where it says add new service. Let me close this. I will give it a title, design. I will paste the same dummy text from earlier. Then I will scroll down. My service icon was a laptop, so I'll go ahead and Control F. I will search for laptop, and it's this one right here. So I will go ahead and copy and paste and come back here and paste. And for the link, I am pasting this URL, which refers to the design page. That's a page that I have not yet created, but I will do so in a little bit. Come over here to the categories and just go ahead and check on Cat 1. Since we already created the category, you can just check the box and then come over here and click on publish. And I will let you add the third one just to save some time, and I will see you in a second. Alright, I just got done creating my third service, which is the marketing service. And I hope you did not forget to check the Cat 1. And if I go to all services, you can see that my 3 services have been added. If you forgot to add the category, or if you need to edit anything in any one of these services, you can just go to the service and click on where it says edit. And so now that we added our services, we can now go ahead and create our services block, the one up here. And to create it, let's go back, go to pages, click on all pages, and go to home and click edit. Then go up here to where it says page builder and click on it. Page builder is one of the most powerful plugins, and we downloaded it earlier. If you remember, it was one of 2 plugins that came with the theme. The first thing I want you to do is click on add row and then come up here and decrease the value to 1 and click insert. Now that we have our row created, I want you to go to add widget, and the widget that we need to add is a Sydney theme widget. It's called Sydney FP Services Type A. Click on it, then come over here and click edit and go to title, and let's title that our services, and you want to leave this unchanged. And let's go down, and underneath where it says enter the slug for your category, make sure you type in cat1, which is our category that we created. Then let's go to done, and then let's click update, and let's view our page to see what changes we made. And this is our page, and if we scroll down, you can see that our services area has been created. So now let's go back. All right, so now let's move on, and we are going to create our second section or second block, which is this block right here. So we're going to do this right now. So let's go ahead and go back, and let's click on add row. We're going to add another row, and we're going to decrease the number to 1. Click insert and click on the row to select it, and now we're going to add a widget, and the widget that we're going to add is the text widget. So let's scroll down, and it's this one right here. Now click on edit, and we're going to enter the title, which is what we do. Now for the text, if you were to just copy and paste this, you will have a text, but it's going to be small. It's not going to look like this. And that's because this is HTML generated. But don't let that scare you, because right now I will show you how to generate this exact text in HTML by using WordPress itself. So let's click on done. We're going to get back to this one. And so let's go ahead and open a new post. So click on add. Actually, instead of clicking add new, let's right click, open link in new tab, because I want to keep my page here. And so we are basically adding a new post. Now this post we're not really going to use. We will delete it after we generate our text, but we are only using it right now to generate that text. Now by default it's taking me to text, but I want you to click on visual. Now let's go ahead and paste in our text. Let's now change it in the visual editor. So let's change the size to heading 3. And let's center everything. And now that we made our changes in the visual editor, let's go ahead and click text. And now let's copy the HTML. And now we can exit out of this. Let's go back. Now let's paste our generated HTML text and click on done. Now let's edit my row. Remember, I was editing inside the text widget area that we created. Now I'm going to edit the row itself. Click edit row. Let's click on theme. For the top bottom padding, we're going to change the value to 60. So remember that the default is 100. So we want to decrease that. You can choose not to, but I prefer to do so, so I'm doing so. For the color of the row, we want to change that to white. So let's just go ahead and click on white. Let's scroll down. For the background image, I will go ahead and upload an image that I have. Upload files. Select files. And it's this one, what we do image. Click on done. Now after you upload the image, I want you to go to the row layout and click full width then click on save, then please update. Now let's go here and refresh. Now let's scroll down, and as you can see, the changes took place. Now the next section that we should be building is the latest from our blog. But because we haven't created our blog, I will go ahead and proceed to the next section. So I will finish with this one and the couple other sections after it. And then once we create our blog, we will come back and add it here. So for now, let's proceed to this section right here. So to add this section, what I want to do is go back. And since I'm still in my home page, what I can do is go ahead and click on add row. And I'll decrease this to 1 and I will click insert. And this is usually the placing of the row. So if I was to create it right now, it would be in the middle of these two sections, and that's not what I want. So I need to move my row down, and to do that, you just go ahead and click here and drop it down and release. Now let's customize it. And so what I want you to do is go ahead and click on this wrench, click on edit row, theme. For the top bottom padding, let's go ahead and enter 50. For the background image, let's go ahead and click select image, upload files, select files, and I'm looking for the CTA1, call to action 1. Click on done. And then for the row layout, I want you to go ahead and click on full width, click on save. And now let's add a widget to our row. And the widget I want to add is the layout builder. So this is the layout builder. And what this one does is that it allows us to actually build rows within a row. So let's go ahead and click edit and click on add row, decrease to 1, insert, and then add another row, click 2 and insert. And let me explain to you what this is going to do. See, if we were to go to our finished website, you see how in this section we have a text here, and then we have a call to action here, and we have a call to action here. Well, this text has its own row, and these two call to actions are located in one row. And so if we go here, this is what we're going to do. We're going to add a text here, a call to action here, and a call to action here. And once we're done, we are going to have something that looks like this. So for this row, I will go ahead and add a widget, and the widget that I'm adding is the text widget. So let's scroll down. And let's go ahead and edit it. And now I will go ahead and copy the text that I have here and paste it in the title. Now let's go ahead and click on done. And now that I have the title for my call to action, let's go ahead and edit this row that houses it. Click edit row. Now click on theme, and for the top bottom padding, enter 0. And let's scroll down, and for the color of the row, let's go ahead and make it red and click on save. Now let's go to this second row that has two sections, and let's click on the first one, click on add widget and go to Sydney theme widget. It's the call to action. Now let's go ahead and click on duplicate and drag this here. This is because we are going to have a call to action here and another call to action here. So now let's go ahead and edit the first one. And I'm going to leave the title empty. So I just copied this information from my finished website. And for the call to action, I have it as get to know our awesome crew. For the link for the button, I pasted a URL that refers to the Meet the Crew page, which is a page that I haven't created yet, but I will do so in a little bit. And for the title for the button, I have it as Meet the Team. So what I want you to do now is come over here to the right and click on where it says Attributes. And where it says CSS styles, I want you to click there and paste this code. You can find this code here in this YouTube video, but the best place to find all of these resources is to go to hamadiconsulting.com/resources and go to this section that says custom CSS for the two call to actions on the homepage, and just copy this and paste it. Now let me explain to you what putting this code here does. So if I was to go to my finished website, you see that I have my two call to actions, but then you see this semi-dark but transparent box. These two boxes are what the code is for. So go back. Now let's go ahead and click on done. And now let's go ahead and edit this call to action by going to edit. Once again, we're not touching the title, but I will go ahead and copy and paste the values from this page. And for the link for the button, I went ahead and put this URL, which refers to the contact us page, which we haven't created. So now let's go to attributes and let's go ahead and paste the same code and click on done. And now that we're done with our call to actions, the last thing I want to do is edit the row that houses them to change the padding. So go to theme and right here for the top bottom padding, put 0, click on save, click on done, and click on update. And now let's go ahead and refresh our website. And let's scroll down. And as you can see, our changes took place. And our website is already amazing. It looks better than most websites out there, but we're going to make it even better. We're going to make it stunning. If you've made it this far, I'm really proud of you, because after this video section that we're about to make, I think we only have 1 or 2 more sections and we will be done with our page. Yes, do keep in mind that we still need to go back and create this space right here for the blog. But once we create our blog, that's going to be really easy. So let's go ahead and proceed. So let's come over here, click on add row, decrease this to 1, click insert. And the first thing we want to do is move this row down, and it should be there. Click on it and click on add widget. And the widget that we want to add is a Sydney theme widget. It's the video, this one right here. And before I edit the widget, let me edit the row itself. Click on edit row, go to theme, and the top bottom padding, put 30. Let's scroll down, and where it says row layout, I want you to click on full width. Click on save. And now let's edit our widget. So let's go here, click on edit, and all I have to do now is go to the YouTube video, click here. I just need to copy this URL and paste it here, and go to layout, and for the padding, change that to 20. Click on done, click on update, and now let's go ahead and refresh. Let's scroll down, and there you have that. And now that we're done with our video section, the last thing we want to do is, let me go back to my finished website. The last thing I need to do is create this section, which is basically a call to action that will direct whoever clicks it to the testimonials page. And I say that this is the last section because the section underneath it right here, this is the footer section. And we're gonna customize our footer in a little bit. But as far as the body of the home page, this section is the last block. So to add it, let's go here. Our home page is still selected. So all we need to do is click on add row, reduce to 1, click insert, and let's position this row to be the last one. So click and drag all the way down and release. Now select it, click add widget, and the widget we need to add is the call to action, which is a Sydney theme widget. Click on it, and before we edit the widget itself, let's edit the row. So click on edit row and go to theme, and for the top bottom padding, I want you to type in 30, and let's scroll down. And for the background image, let me select my image. So click on upload files, select files, and it's the CTA2, call to action 2. Click on done. And for the row layout, I want you to click full width and then click save. Now let's edit the call to action itself. And for the title, I'm leaving that as is. And for the call to action text, I will go ahead and come over here and I will just copy and paste this text. And for the title for the button, I will paste testimonials. And for the link for the button, I will go ahead and paste this URL, which refers to the success stories. It's a page that I haven't created, but I will do so in a little bit. And now I want you to go to where it says display the button in line with the text. Check that. And what this will do is it will allow both of them to be in the same line. Let's go back here. And finally, I want you to go to layout, and for the padding, click 0. Now click on done, click on update. And now that we updated, let's come up here to the front end and click refresh. And let's scroll down. And there you have it. So we have created every section of our homepage except for this section right here, or the section that's supposed to be here, which is the latest from our blog section. And that section we're going to create once we create posts for the blog. So now the next thing I want to do is build an about page or an about us page. And to do that, let's go here and go to about. And this is the page we're building next. Now this page has 4 sections. And let me show you. The first one is an image with some text. And the second section is basically some text. And the third section is 3 pictures. And the fourth section is a call to action. Now remember, the section below that, this is the footer. This whole black thing, this is the footer section. But before we start building our About Us page, I would like to point out that this page is one of the most important pages on your website. Probably the next most important one after the home page. This is because this is the page that introduces yourself or your website to your website visitors. So you need to not only tell them about what you do or what kind of products and services you offer, but you also need to build a great rapport with them. If you do the following 5 things that I'm about to give you, you will be on your way to having an awesome About Us page. Explain what products and or services your business offers. Say what your business does in a way that is easy to understand. Add images of yourself, employees, or the business place. Humanize the experience and be relatable. Include a call to action. And so now let's proceed to build our page. Alright, so we're ready to create our About Us page. So to do that, let's come back to our website that we're building. And I want you to go to plugins because we need to install a plugin. Click on add new. And I will paste site origin bundle. And I think we actually have this plugin already that we just need to activate. But just in case, to cover all the bases, let's go ahead and click enter and click on install now. If you already have it, you might get a different message, but either way, all roads lead to Rome. We're all gonna have it together. So if you already have it, that's good. If not, click install now. And as is the case with every other plugin, you need to activate for it to work. So click on activate. And now that we have it active, let's go back to pages and scroll down to add new. And we're going to name this one about. Now to build it, we will use the page builder and click on add row, reduce to 1, insert. And before we add the widget, let's edit the row. So come over here, edit row, theme. For the top bottom padding, 0. Now let's scroll down. And for the row layout, click on full width stretched. Click save. And now let's add our widget. Click add widget. And it's this one, the site origin editor. Now let's edit the widget. So click edit. Click on add media. Upload files. Select files. And this About Us 0 picture is what I'm looking for. So double click. Insert into page. And before we click on done, let's click on the image itself. And a little menu pops up here. So click on the pen, click edit. And for the size, I want to make that full size at 1950 by 975. And now let's click on update. Click on done. Now let's click on publish. We're gonna come back to finish it, but let's just view what we did. Publish. Now I would normally click on my front end website here and refresh it, but because we don't have a menu yet to see the About Us page, I'll just come back, and I'm not even gonna click on view page. I will right click on that one and open a new tab. This way I keep this tab open. So let's come to this new tab, and this is what it looks like. Now I'm actually glad we did this because we are not supposed to have the title nor the search thing, and we have them because I forgot to do this. Let me go back and show you. I was supposed to change the template, and to do that, let's go down to where it says template and click here and make it a front page. Click on update. Now let's view the page after the update. Click refresh. And now this looks like our finished website's about page right here, except we have a menu here, but we don't have a menu here, at least not yet, but we will create this in a little bit. So I will leave this page open to refresh it after every selection is made. Now let's go to our finished website and let's check the next section that we're about to tackle. And that is this section right here. So to create this section, let's come back to the back end. And we are still here. So let's go ahead and add row. And let's go ahead and make this one 3. And let's go ahead and change this number to 70. Just click on it, 70, and then enter. Now automatically this portion of the row will have 70% of the row, and then it created 15% for this portion and 15% for this portion. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me go back to the finished website. You see, this is the row that we're building, and I want to have this space empty, and I want to have this space empty, but I want to have my text in the middle. You don't need to do this, of course, but I just like it this way. So let's go back and click on insert. And now, as you can see, our row has been created, and we have the 70% portion here, a 15% portion here, and a 15% portion here. Now I want to leave this one empty as well as this one. So the two sides I'm not editing. So I will only be working with this portion right here in the middle. And I will go ahead and add a widget. So click on add widget. And the widget that I will be adding is the same as before. It's the site origin editor. Click on it. But before I edit the widget, let me edit the row itself. So let's go to our row, click edit row, go to theme, and I'm only changing the top bottom padding to 20. That's it. Click on save. And now let's go back and edit the widget. Now, working with the site origin editor is the same as working with the visual editor in WordPress. And it's also pretty much almost the same thing as working with a Word document. So all I will be doing is go back, copy the text, come back, paste it here, then come back, paste that here, click enter, and then I will do this for the rest of them. I can do it in one stroke, but I want to go slowly so I can show you. This is obviously really easy to do, stuff that you can do on your own just by playing around, but just in case there is someone that might need more simplifying, it's better to cover all the bases so we can all build our website and know how to build more websites. Now I got done pasting, but it looks like there were a few times where I pasted some empty space. And to treat that, all I need to do is click on backspace until I'm at the beginning of each line. I will do that throughout. And now I will go ahead and put the cursor at the end of each paragraph. And then click on this horizontal line. This adds a new line. Same thing here. This paragraph ends with members. So I'll find the word members right here, and I will click on a horizontal line. Same with this one, marketing concentration. So I'll find that one and horizontal line, and I will do this a couple more times. So now that I'm done, all I need to do is copy and paste the entirety of the text. Click on Align Center. And as you can see, everything is centered. Now let's go ahead and click on Done. Click on Update. And now let's go back to see the updated version. Click Refresh. Scroll down. And as you can see, everything has been added. It does look like I have gaps between the start of the line and the horizontal line, which it actually looks okay, but I will still go ahead and change them because that's really easy. So let's go back and let's edit our widget again. Yeah, and now I can see them. So all I need to do is just click on backspace, click here at the start and backspace again for each one of them, and click on Done, Update, and let's go back and let's update now. And that's more like what we have in this page right here. So now let's go back and add this section right here, which is basically 3 images. So let's go to the back end and let's add another row. And this time around, I want my row to have 3 portions. So click on 3, insert, and it's created between these 2 rows. So I need to drag it down. So click here, drag down, release. And before I edit the widget sections, I want to edit the row itself. So click on Edit Row, click on Theme, and for the padding, I will enter 30. And for the row layout, I will go ahead and click Full Width Stretched. Click on Save. And now let's edit our widgets. And let's select the first widget. Click Add Widget. And we're going to go ahead and use the same widget that we used for the last 2 sections, which is the Site Origin Editor. Click on it. And let's duplicate it for the other 2 sections since we're going to have 3 images. So go ahead and click on Duplicate and click on Duplicate again. And let's click on Drag here. Let's click on Drag here. So let's edit the first portion. So let's go ahead and click on Edit. Click on Add Media and Upload Files. Select Files. And the picture I'm looking for is the About Us one. Click Insert into Page and click on the picture itself, and a menu pops up. Click on Edit. For the alternative text, I have it as My Wife and I. But of course, for your pictures, this is going to be different. And for the size, I'll make it full size at 1000 by 650. Click on Update. Click on Done. And let's go to this other one. And now let's update the second portion. So let's go to Edit, go to Add Media, Upload Files, Select Files, and it's this About Us too. Insert into Page, click on the picture, Edit, and for the alternative text, I'll paste this text. My wife tells me that I'm always serious in pictures, and sometimes she tells me that I look mean. So that's why actually my next picture will be a smiley one. And for the size, I will make it 1000 by 650. And before I forget, it's a good practice to make sure that if you have images stacked next to each other, to make them the same size. Just because if you don't, some of them might appear larger than others. So that's why I keep the dimensions similar at 1000 by 650. Of course, you can make them smaller or bigger, or you can even choose not to have images in your About page, but I really don't recommend that. So click this size, Update, and Done. And let's edit this one. Edit, Add Media, Upload Files, Select Files, About 3, insert into page. Click on the picture, edit. And for the alternative text, I'm pasting this text. This is a snowman that I made. We actually recently had a big storm in the Washington, D.C. area, the blizzard of 2016. I think we had 28 inches of snow, which was a lot of snow. But this picture, I think, was last year, actually. And one of my neighbors called my snowman bobsled. That's why it has this name. And for the size, 1000 by 650, once again, update, done. And now click on update. And now let's come over here and refresh. And let's go down. And I have my 3 images, but I do have them separated. But that's because I forgot to do something here. So let's go ahead and do it. It's really simple. Come back to edit page. Click on edit row. And you see these little spaces right here? I need to combine them. And to do that, let's click on theme and scroll down all the way. And where it says columns padding, click enabled. Click on save. Now update. Come over here. Refresh again. And there you have it. And our next and last section is the call to action. So it's this call to action right here. And once we add it, we will be done with the about page. So let's come back. And to add it, let's click on add row and reduce to 1. Insert. And let's click and drag down. Release. Select. Click on add widget. And the widget we're adding is a Sydney theme widget. It's the call to action. And before I edit the widget, let's edit the row. So click on edit row, go to theme. For the top bottom padding, click 20. Scroll down. For the background color, I have the hex code at pound 494949. And that's basically this gray or dark gray color. Let's scroll down, and for the row layout, full width, click save. And now let's edit the call to action itself. For the call to action text, I will paste the same text from my finished website. And for the link of the button, I will paste this URL, which refers to the contact us page. I will create this page later. And for the title for the button, I will type in contact us. And I want to check to display the button in line with the text. Now click on done and click on update. Then let's come over here, click on refresh, and let's go down, and there you have it. Alright, so let's go back to our finished website, and the next thing I'm going to create is the contact us page. And the contact us page is one of the most important ones. Pretty much just like the home page, the about page, and the blog page, these pages are really important. So to create this page, let's come over to the back end, go to pages, click on add new, and let's name this contact us. And now let's go down and change the template to front page. And then come over here and click on page builder. And let's add row, reduce to 1, and insert. And now let's edit this row. So click on edit row, go to theme, and for the top bottom padding, put in 40. And let's go down and change the row layout to full width. Click on save. Now let's add a widget, and the widget I'm looking for is the site origin editor. Click on it, and let's edit the widget. And for the title, I'm going to type in contact us. Click on done. And now let's go ahead and add another row. And I want to make this one 2 portions, so let's go ahead and click on 2. And this portion, I want to make it 70, so click 70 and enter. And as you can see, the row automatically adjusts the second portion to 30%. Click on insert. And now let's go ahead and edit this row. So go to edit row, go to theme. For the top bottom padding, I'll make it 20, and scroll down. And for the row layout, I'll make it full width, and then click on save. And I'll go ahead and add a widget to this portion right here. And the widget that I'm adding is the same one as before, the site origin editor. And now let's go ahead and edit the widget. And I want to go ahead and copy and paste the information from my finished website. So let's go back here. I will copy this information right here. And I will paste it here. And as we've said before, this site origin editor is just like a Word document. You can, for instance, make this bold. You can make it italic, but I don't want to do that. I'm just showing you the options you have. So then at the end of the second number, I will go ahead and click on this horizontal line and click on done. And now I will go ahead and add another widget to this same portion of the row. So click on add widget. And the widget that I'm looking for is this one, the site origin Google Maps. So let's go ahead and edit this widget. Click on edit. And for the map center, I want you to type in the address. But in my case, I will just go ahead and copy my address from my contact us page. So I'm just copying my address from my finished website. Paste it here. And for the height, we're going to reduce it to 250. And that's it. Click on done. And now for this remaining portion of my row, I want to add the contact form. But to add the contact form, I actually need to download a plugin that I have not yet downloaded. And it's the Contact Form 7. So to add the contact form, let's go ahead and click on Save Draft. And let's go to our plugins. And click on Add New. And let's search for it. It's the Contact Form 7. It's one of the most popular ones. And there it is right here. It's already there. It's this one right here. So click on Enter. And it's this one right here on the left. The Contact Form 7. It's the one that has more than 1 million active installs. Click on Install Now. Click on Activate Plugin. And as soon as we activate the Contact Form plugin, you will notice that on the left, we have an added menu item. Click on it and scroll to where it says Contact Forms and click there. And then click on Contact Form 1. So now go to Mail. And as you see, by default, all the forms that are sent, let me show you right here. If someone was to fill out this form and click on Send, all those forms would go to this email. And the email that the contact form chose for us by default was the initial email that we set up, the WordPress email. And that's good. But of course, you can change this to whichever email you like. You can have the forms get forwarded to your Gmail address or Yahoo address or your professional address at yourwebsite.com. If you do decide to change your email, then click on Save. But in this case, I'm not changing anything. So I'll go back and click on Contact Forms. And now all you need to do is go ahead and copy the entirety of the shortcode. And now let's go back to finish setting up our page. So to do that, let's go to Pages, All Pages. And now let's find our page, which is the Contact Us. Click Edit. And this is where we left off. So right here, we're going to add our widget. And our widget is the Site Origin Editor. And we're going to go ahead and edit the widget. Now let's go ahead and paste in the shortcode. But please note that we do not want to paste it in the Visual Editor section. We want to go to the Text Editor. Click there. And now let's just paste the code that we just copied. And click on Done. Let's go ahead and publish our page. And now let's go ahead and click on View Page. And as you can see, we have a beautiful Contact Us page. But it does look like I have the wrong phone number here, the local phone number. I may have miscopied it incorrectly, but that's easy. I'll just go ahead and change that. The toll-free is actually our toll-free number. So before I proceed to my next section, I will go ahead and edit this phone number. And to do that, let's click on Edit Page. And I know that my text is in this widget right here. So let me click on Edit. The last four are 2344. Click on Done. Click on Update. I don't need to view the page because I know what I did is actually good. So now the next thing I'll do is create a menu. So let's come over here to our finished website. You see that the home page does not have a submenu, but the About page does have a submenu with 2 pages. And the Services page has the most amount of submenus, which is 4. Portfolio has 2. And the blog and the contact page have none. Now, you can create as many pages as you like. It's free. And you can have as many of them as you would like over here. But it's really not recommended to have more than 5 or 6. If you need to have more than 5 or 6, then try to create submenus. And one more thing, see what happens when I click on the About. I will be taken to my About page that I created earlier. But what if I click on Services? Nothing. And I did that for a reason. Same for the portfolio. If I click on it, nothing happens. Now, of course, if I click on one of these, let's say the testimonials, for instance, it takes me to the testimonial page. Well, I wanted to explain to you why this is the case, but I think it's best to first create the menu and then you will learn by doing. It's just better that way. So to create this menu, let's come over here. Well, I can actually click on Create Menu here, but I don't want to do that because I would rather show you how to get to it. So for future reference, you can always go back and edit it. So come down to Appearance and right here, click on Menus. Now come over here where it says Create a New Menu and click there. Let's name it Main Menu. And now let's go ahead and click Create Menu. And under the menu settings, let's click on Primary Menu. And now under Pages, let's go ahead and check each one of these. And these boxes correspond to our already created pages, the 4 pages that we created. So click Add to Menu. And as you can see, they were all added. Well, let me click on Save Menu and show you what happens. So Save Menu. And let's come over here and refresh the front end. So as you can see, we do have a menu with the 4 pages that we already created. But you also notice that our menu is unorganized. This is supposed to be home page here, then the About, then the Contact Us is supposed to be the last one. So let's go back and fix this. And to fix it, I will click the Home menu item and drag it all the way to the top. And I will click the Contact Us and drag it all the way down. And make sure you don't release here, because if you do, it's going to be a sub menu. We don't want that. So click on it until you see the little rectangular shape and release. And now everything is supposed to be good. So click on Save Menu. Let's go back, refresh. And as you can see, our menu is looking more like what we have. But we still have 2 more items. If we go back to our finished site, you notice that we have the Services menu item and the Portfolio menu item. Now remember, these are the 2 items that if we were to click on, nothing happens. So let's go back here. And because these 2 items do not correspond to pages that have been created, what we need to do to add them is come down to where it says Custom Link and click here. And where it says URL, let's go ahead and select that and click the Shift and number 3 to make a £. And then for the link text, we're going to type Services. Now click Add to Menu. And as you can see, the Services menu item has been added. Now let's do the same thing with the Portfolio. Portfolio and Add to Menu. And as you can see, the Portfolio was also added. Let me just go back to the finished website to see where the placement is. So the Services is the 3rd one, the Portfolio is the 4th one. So let's go back here. Let's click and drag the Services. So it's the 3rd, so it's after the Home and the About. And please make sure you don't release it right here. Make sure you do release it when you see this rectangle. That's good. Let's do the same thing for the Portfolio. It's after Services and right there. Now click on Save Menu. And now let's go back and refresh. And our menu items have been saved. Now, of course, we still do not have the submenus underneath the Services or the Portfolio, but we're going to add those later. We will add them once we've added all those extra pages that you can't see right here because I'm in the front end website. So now the next thing I want to do is create the gallery page. So to do that, let's go to my finished website so I can show you what I'm doing. Let's go to Portfolio, and it's the first sub menu, Gallery. And this page has a group of 20 pictures that I chose. And down below, I have a call to action. By clicking on one of these images, a light box appears, and you can either play for a slideshow, or you can scroll through the pictures using your mouse, or in this case, I'm using my keyboard. So for instance, and so on. So let me exit out of this, and let's go ahead and create it. So let's come back to our back end, and let's go to Pages, Add New, and I will title my page Gallery, and let's go down to the template, and let's choose Front Page. And now let's go to Page Builder. Let's add a row and reduce to 1, insert. Now I'm going to add a widget, and the widget that I'm adding is the Site Origin Editor. And before I edit my widget, let me edit my row. Edit row, theme. For the top bottom padding, I'll click 30. For the row layout, make it full width stretched. Click Save. And now before I edit my widget, I need to download a plugin. So let's click on Save Draft. And let's go to Plugins, Add New. And the plugin that I'm looking for is called Photo Gallery. So let me paste Photo Gallery and click Enter. And it's this one by WebDorado. So click Install Now. Click Activate. And now after activating, if you scroll down, you should be able to see that we have a Photo Gallery option on our dashboard. So let's come up to the right and go all the way to the top and click on Add Gallery Images. Now we still have no galleries, so what we need to do is click on Add New. Let's give it a name. In my case, I named mine Image Gallery. And now let's go ahead and click on Add Images. And let's click on Upload Files. Choose Files and find your images in your computer. And now that I selected all of my images, I'll go ahead and click on Open. And now I will go ahead and click on Select All. And then I will come over here and click Add Selected Images to Gallery. All of them are added. This is one of my favorite plugins. It's probably one of the easiest and most straightforward plugins as far as image galleries are concerned. And let's just scroll down to make sure that everything looks good. And it looks like everything does, and that's good. So let's come back all the way up and click Save. And now that we got our image gallery saved, what I want you to do is come back to Pages, click All Pages, and go to our draft, the gallery that we were working on, click on Edit. And now you notice that we have an additional option that we did not have before, which is this little camera icon right here that says Insert Photo Gallery. And so all you need to do is click Insert, and this control box pops up. And I'm not going to change any of these values. And I also urge you to play with these, but I found that the default values are actually good. There is one value that I will be adding, which is this one. I'll add this to 250, and I will add this other value to 125. But I do need to remember to add my gallery that I created. So let's come over here and click here. And we only have one gallery, which is the image gallery that we created. So I'll click on it. If I had more of them, I would have more listed here. But we only have this, so I'll click on it. Now let's come down here and click Insert. Click on Done. And before I add my call to action, which will be in another row, let me actually publish and view just to make sure that everything is good. So publish. Let's view page. And there you have it. It does look like I forgot to add the title, which I will do that in a second. So let's click on Edit Page. And I will click Edit. And for the title, I will add this text. View our gallery. Click on Done. I don't need to update because I know this change will take effect after I finish with my call to action. So let's add my call to action. And for that, let's click on Add Row. Make it 1. Insert. Select Row. Add Widget. and the widget we're adding is the call to action. But first, let me edit the row. So click edit row. For the top bottom padding, 30. For the background color, pound 2D, 2D, 2D. And for the row layout, let's select full width, click save. And for this one right here, I just copied the text from my finished website right here and I pasted it. And for the link for the button, I used the URL from the Contact Us page that we created earlier. And for the title for the button, I put in Contact Us. You want to make sure that you don't forget to click Display the button in line with the text. If you want them to be on the same line, click on Done. Click on Update. And now let's view our page. And our page looks identical to the one we have in the finished website. Now this page that we just created is still not part of our menu, but I will wait until I have all the other pages created so I can add them all at the same time as submenus. So now the next thing I need to do is, let me go to my finished website, is create this testimonials page. The testimonials page has a title, a revolving testimonial slider, a text with 2 videos, which may be video testimonials, but they can be videos for something else, or they can be non-videos. You can have a call to action or an image or something like that. And then another section that has some of our clients, and then below we have a call to action. And of course, below that, this is the footer. But to create this page, I need to add these clients, and I also need to add these testimonials. And to do that, I need to go back to my back end, and let's click on dashboard. And let me start by adding some testimonials. So to do that, let me go down to where it says testimonials and click on add new. And so for my first testimonial, I will go ahead and paste this name, John Doe. And I'm basically copying and pasting the information from my dummy website, the already created website right here. And I will go ahead and enter the same text. So paste. Now let's scroll down. And for the client's function company name, I will go ahead and I will make him the CEO of Boeing. And it looks like I misspelled it here, but I will correct that here. So paste CEO of Boeing. And now let's come over here and add a new category. And we just want to give him a specific category. And since he is testimonial number 1, I will just write 1 and click add new category. And I will scroll down to where it says featured image, set featured image, upload files, select files. I need to find his picture, and that's him. So click here. And I have the size for my testimonial pictures at 400 by 400. So let's click set featured image. And now let's go ahead and publish. And now that testimonial 1 has been published, what I need to do is click on add new. And I will come back to my dummy website. And our second testimonial comes from the president of Coca-Cola, and her name is Elizabeth Jones. And you probably know that this is a dummy testimonial, but it's just done for the purpose of a demo website. So let's come back. And I will enter the values here, but I will go ahead and pause the video to save some time. But by the time I come back, I expect that you will have uploaded 2 more testimonials so we can continue. Just please to remember to add a new category for Elizabeth Jones. And in my case, for instance, I have her category at number 2. Do the same thing with the third one and make that category number 3. So for each one of these testimonials, you need to add a new category. So I'll pause right now. All right, I just got done creating the other 2, and I hope you did too. And I also hope that you did not forget to add new unique categories for each one of these testimonials. If you did, then just go back to edit and go to where it says category and add the new category, and then click on add new category. So I still need to add my clients, but I will do those later. So for now, let's actually go ahead and create the page. So go to pages, click on add new. And for the title, I'm choosing success stories. And so before I start building this page, let's change the template. So let's go down and make the template front page. And I will use the page builder to create this page. So let's click on it. And let's click on add row. And let's set the row layout for 1. Insert. And let me edit this row. Click on theme. And I'm only changing the top bottom padding. I'll make it 20. Click on save. And now let's add our widget. And the widget that I'm adding is the site origin editor. Let's edit the widget itself. And for this widget, I'm going to copy and paste this text from my dummy website. And the title is all I need to fill out. So click on done. And now let's go ahead and add another row. And I will leave this value at 1. So click on insert. And let's edit the row. Go to theme. And for the top bottom padding, I will go ahead and click 0. And let's scroll down. And for the color of the row, I will make that white. So you can either click white, or you can also click this value, pound, followed by the letter F 6 times. Let's scroll down. And for the background image, I will choose an image that I have. Upload files, select files. It's this testimonials background. Click on done. And for the row layout, I need to make this full width. Click save. And now let's add our widget. So let's come over here. And it's a Sydney theme widget. And it's the testimonials widget right here. And let me edit my widget itself. And I'm leaving everything as is except for the title. I will title this praise. Click on done. And before I proceed with my 2 other rows, let me go ahead and click on publish just to view the changes and make sure that everything is okay. So publish. And let's click on view page. And everything looks good so far. So let's go ahead and click on edit page. And now I will go ahead and add my other section, which is this portion with 2 videos. So let's come back to the back end and let's click on add row. And since our row will have 2 videos, I will leave this value at 2 because I need 2 portions. Click insert. Now I need to drag it down. So click over here and drag down and release. Now, before I add my widgets, let's edit the row. Click edit. Click on theme. And for the top bottom padding, I'll make this 50. And for the background color, I will change this to an off-white color, because if I was to make it white, let me show you. Let's go back to our finished dummy website. You see, if I was to make the background white, it would just look like this other one. And I want to make it a bit different so that each section is distinguishable. So let's go back. And so for the background color, I am choosing pound, D6, D6, D6. And let's scroll down. For the row layout, let's make it full width. Click on save. And now let me add my widgets. So select, go to add widget. And I'm adding a Sydney theme widget. So let's click here. And it's the video, so it's the last one. And I will go ahead and click on duplicate. And I will go ahead and click and drag this one to the other side, since I will be having a video here and another video here. So let's edit the first one. And for this one, all you have to do is put the URL of any video that you want. Let's say in my case, it's a YouTube video. Let me actually go back to get the URL. So I'll come over here. I'll click on this. And this is the URL. So let me go ahead and, I don't need this. I can actually exit out of this. Let me go back. I'll paste that here. Click on done. Same for this one. I'll go ahead and edit. And for this one, I will go back. I'll find the URL for this one. Copy. I'll close out of this. Go back here. I'll paste the URL and click on done. Now let's go ahead and click on update. And now let's view the page. And let me scroll down to see if that section was added. And voila. We have 2 videos. Now let me go back and add my clients. Let me show you over here. You see right in this section, I have a list of clients, but I have not added the clients. So to do so, let me go back to the back end, and I'll go back to my dashboard And let's scroll down, click right here where it says clients. Now adding clients is actually very easy. All you need to do is click on add new, and we just need to enter the client's name here. I will name them client 1, and you can choose to have a link to their website right here, but in my case I just didn't do that. But what I did was to set a featured image. So if you wanted to do that, come over here, click on upload files, select files, and the image I'm looking for is this one, number 1. Set featured image and publish. And now what I want you to do is go ahead and pause your video and create however many more clients you would like to add, and then once you add them, resume your video. So let's go ahead and proceed building our testimonials page. And to do that, let's go back to pages, click all pages, and find the success stories. Click on it or click on edit, either way. So let's go ahead and add another row. And I will set the row layout to 1. Click insert. And let's position this row to the 4th spot. Let's go ahead and drag all the way down and release. Now let's go ahead and edit the row. Click on theme, and for the top bottom padding I'll put 40, and that's the only thing that I'm changing. So I'll go ahead and click on save. Now let me select the row, click on add widget, and the widget that I'm adding is a Sydney theme widget, and it's the client's one, so it's this one right here. Now let's edit the widget, and for the title I will go ahead and copy and paste this text right here, and otherwise I'm leaving everything as is. So click on done. And let's go ahead and click on update. And let's check our changes by going to view page. And let's scroll down. And there we have our clients. And now the last section that I need to add to my web page is this call to action right here. So let's go to the back end. And I will go ahead and click on edit page. And I will click on add row. And I will make it 1. Insert. And I will drag it down to position it below the clients. Release. Now let's go ahead and click on edit row. Theme. For the top bottom padding, I'll make that 30. And let's scroll down. For the background color, I'll make this pound 38, 38, 38. And let's scroll down. And for the row layout, I'll make it full width. Click on save and select, and we've done this many times before, so you probably know it by now, but I will still do it anyway. Click on add widget, and it's a Sydney theme widget. It's the call to action, and I will edit my call to action. And for the values, I just copied and pasted everything from this page right here, the finished page. And for the link for the button, of course you can have your call to actions linked to different pages of your website, but I'm just doing this for demonstration. And lastly, I want to click to display the button in line with the text. Click on done, and now click on update. And now let's view the page. And our testimonials page is complete. And now the next thing I need to do is create 3 pages for my services area. Let's come over here to the finished website. And let's go to the services area. And these are the ones that I'm talking about: the inspiration, the marketing, and the design. So let's go to the back end. And let me scroll down to the dashboard. Click dashboard, scroll down to pages, and click on add new. And the first page that I'm creating is called inspiration. And now come down here. And you can see that we're in the text editor mode. We do not want that. We want to be in the visual editor. And I'll just go ahead and copy the text from my finished website. Paste. And for the image, what I need to do is place the cursor at the beginning of the text. And then click add media. Upload files. Select files. And this is my picture. And for the title, I need to change this to inspiration. And I'll do the same thing for the alternative text. Click insert into page. And let's go ahead and click on the picture. And a menu pops up. Let's click on the pen to edit. And Well, that's actually not true. I don't need to edit anything. I already edited. But I do want to go ahead and click align. You can either align it right like this, or in my case, I want it left. And then the text automatically wraps around it. So click anywhere here, and this looks good. We are not changing the template because this is a regular page. Click on publish. That's it. Let's go ahead and view the page. And that looks good. And if we compare this to our finished website, everything looks the same except for the sidebar, which we will customize in a little bit, as well as the footer section, which we have not created, but we will do so in a little bit. So let's go back, and I will go ahead and add another page. So let's go to the dashboard, go to pages, add new, and the page I'm creating is marketing. And I will just go ahead and paste the text. And you are probably noticing that adding regular pages is so easy. So I will go ahead and paste. And for the image, I will do the same thing. I'll place my cursor at the beginning of the text, and I will click on add media and upload files, select files. I'll find my marketing picture. I'm not changing anything here, so insert into page. And for this one, I'll edit and I will align it right. Click on publish. And as you can see, we now have a new page called marketing, amazingwpwebsite.com/marketing. And now I will add a new page, and I will name this one design. So for the text, I will go ahead and copy and paste some dummy text. And for the image, I will do the same thing. Place my cursor here, click on add media, upload files, select files, and I need to find the design picture. I am not changing the title or the alternative text. I'll just click insert into page. And for this one, I will align it center and click on publish. And that's it. And now that we created our 3 service pages, my next page that I will create is the upgrade page. Let me show you here. Let's go to the finished website, and it's this page right here. And this will be my simplest page yet because it will only have a short text and a title, nothing else, no images, but it will have a link, and therefore I will be able to show you how to create a link within a page. So let's go to the back end. Click on add new, upgrade, and I will just copy and paste the text. I will go ahead and copy the link text. And then I will delete. And what I copied was just the text. I did not copy the HTML, obviously. Now, to create a link, all we have to do is go to where it says insert edit link, and it's going to ask me what the URL is and what the link text is. What this means is that I can, for example, paste my URL here, and in this space I can say, for example, here, and always remember to check this open link in a new tab. So let's go ahead and click on add link. So let's go ahead and click on publish. And so if I was to click on view page, this is what it would look like. Clicking here takes me to the Sydney Pro, and it opened in a new tab. Now let me close out of this, and let's go back and let's edit page. And so let me go ahead and edit the link by going to the pen and click edit. And instead of the link text being here, I will make the link text the link itself. But you can make your text anything. Copy the text of the link and paste it so that what they see is the link itself. I just like it that way better. And always make sure that this is checked, and it is still checked, so we're good. Click on update. Now what you can also do is change the color of the link. So we have it as red. So what I can do is highlight it, highlight my link, and come over here and change the text color to whichever one of these I would like. But I want to keep it red, so I'm good there. So I'll come over here and click on update. And now let me click on view page. And there you have it. Now if I click on it once again, it's taking me to my link. So let me close out of this. And now the next thing I want to do is, let me go back here. The only two pages that I still have are the Meet the Crew and the resources. The resources, that's an easy page to make. The Meet the Crew is also easy, but I just need to add the employees first. Let me show you what I'm talking about. To add this page, we first need to add these employees. And to add these employees, what we need to do is go back up here, go to our dashboard. Let's scroll down the dashboard, and you see where it says employees. Click on add new, because we are going to start adding them one by one. I will create a total of 6 employees, but you can create however many employees you would like to create. So let's go ahead and click on add new to add the first employee. Alright, so to add the first one, I already pasted a name. I named him Chris Donovan, and if you go down, I gave him the position of a photographer. In this Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus boxes, you can enter the employee info. In this case, this is a dummy employee, so I'm choosing to have my company's Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus accounts. And so what I want you to do is come over here to the right and click where it says Set Featured Image. And I need to upload files, select files, and I need to find his picture. He is employee number 1. This is him, employee 1. Set featured image. And now we need to create a unique category for him. So let's go ahead and click on add new category, and let's make his category EMP1, standing for employee number 1. Then just click enter. And as you can see, his category was added and checked. Now let's go ahead and click on publish. And now I need to do the same thing with the second one. So let's come over here and click on add new. And I'm doing the same thing with the second employee. I gave him the name of John Doe, and scrolling down below over here, I gave him the position of a general manager. And I may have forgotten to mention that underneath this custom link, you can also have a URL link to his personal website or something like that, but I chose not to do that. So let's come over here and click set featured image, upload files, select files, and let's find employee number 2. And that's not a John, that's probably a Jane. Hold on, let's see. Set featured image. Let me go back up here and change the name because that's a girl. I am copying from my finished website, obviously, so I made a little mistake, but I just corrected it. And so the last thing I need to remember, and please make sure you don't forget this, is add a new category for this employee, and that will be EMP2, employee 2. Click enter, and so let's go ahead and publish. And now to save some time, I will pause the video, and I want you to pause the video and create 4 more. I will create 4 more because I want to make a total of 6 employees, but you can create more or less than that number. It's up to you. So I'll see you in a little bit, okay? Alright, I just got done building that list of employees, and by now you should have 6 employees, or however many you decided to have. And just to clarify, these pictures I actually downloaded from the Sydney theme. This is the Sydney theme page. So all these pictures were taken from there. So let me close out of this. Let me come over here. And now let's go ahead and start building our employees page. Let's go to pages, click add new. And so for my title, I chose Meet the Crew. And let's come down here to the template and change that to front page. And now come up here to the page builder because we're going to use it to build the page. And click on add row. And reduce this number to 1. Click insert. And now let's edit the row, either by clicking edit row or clicking on the wrench itself. Click on theme. And for the top bottom padding, I'll make it 30. Click on save. This is the only thing I need to change. And let's go ahead and add a widget. And the widget I need to add is the site origin editor. And let's edit the widget. And all I need to do is add a title. And in my case, I'm choosing Meet Our Crew to be my title. Click on done. And now let's go ahead and add another row. And I will keep this value at 1. Click on insert. Then let's click on edit row, theme, and I'm changing this to 30. Click on save. and I'm adding a widget, and the widget that I'm adding is a Sydney widget, and it's the Sydney FP employees. Click on it. Now let's edit the widget. And for this widget, what you need to do is change this value from -1 to, in my case, I want 3. And now let's scroll down to where it says enter the slug for your category and click here. And I will enter the categories one by one. So EMP1, which is employee 1, EMP2 and EMP3. So this is for employee 1, employee 2 and employee 3. Click on done. Now I need to add another row. Leave it at 1 and I will add a widget and it's the same one. Click on Sydney FP employees. And before I edit the widget, let me edit the row once again. Click edit row, theme, 30 for the top bottom padding, save. And let me edit my widget. And I will change this to 3 once again. And I will enter the remaining employees. EMP4, EMP5, EMP6. And then click on done. Click on publish. And let's view our page. And as you can see, we have our employees. And by hovering over each one of them, you get their social media profiles, which in this case we specified to be the Hamadi Consulting profiles. Alright, and the last thing I need to do is create a resources page. Let me show you. Let's go to our finished website. And it's this one right here. And when I create it, I will just leave it empty. I will leave it as a placeholder, but I will fill it out with information once the website is completed, because it will essentially have some information about the website we're building. So let's go ahead and create it. So let's go to our back end. Let's go to the dashboard. Let's go to pages. Click on add new. And I will name it resources. And then click publish. Like I said, I will come back and populate this page later. But for now, all of our pages have been created. And so what we need to do is go and create submenus. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's go to the finished website. You see these submenus right here? We still need to make. But we can do so now since all the pages have been created. Now remember, the blog page has been created, but it's still empty because we have not created posts, but we will do that. And also the same thing with the resources pages, the one we just created. It has been created, but it's still empty. But that's okay. We can always come back to the page, edit it, and add whatever we need to add. So to add the submenus, let's go back to our back end, and let's go to appearance, go to menus. And so these are all of our pages, and to add them to our menu, which is the main menu, the one we created earlier, all we need to do is find the ones we haven't added. So resources we haven't added, meet the crew, upgrade, design, marketing, inspiration, success stories, and gallery. And so let's go ahead and click on add to menu. And now you notice that all of these pages have been added. And so all we need to do now is assign the submenus based on how they appear in our finished website. So let's come over here. For the about, we have meet the crew and resources. So let's find meet the crew. It's right here. Let's make it a submenu for the about. Oh, really it's here. And let's find the resources. It's the resources. It's another submenu for about. And the services has inspiration, marketing, design, and upgrade. Inspiration underneath services. Marketing. Design. Upgrade. Design is the third one. The portfolio has gallery and testimonials. So gallery and testimonials, which is a success story. Now notice how the success stories here has a different navigation label, which is testimonials. Now to change that, that's easy. Let's just go back, find the success stories, click right here, and a menu drops. And so the navigation label, we can change it and we can make it testimonials. So the URL is still the same, amazingwpwebsite.com/success stories, but the navigation label has changed. So now let's go ahead and click Save Menu, and let's go ahead and view our changes. So let's go to Visit Site, and now let's check our menu. And as you can see, everything looks the same. So right now, as far as the look is concerned, our new website looks exactly the same as our finished website. The only difference that you might detect is that on this website, we are not logged in. So if I come over here, as you can see, we don't have this bar. This little black bar appears usually when you're in the editing mode. If I wanted not to have it, what I would need to do is come over here to the right and click log out. But I'm not going to do that because I want to stay logged in since I'm going to proceed with more changes. But other than that, everything is the same. But of course, if I was to scroll down all the way to the end, the footer section has been customized here, but not here. But we're about to do that right now. So let's go ahead and customize our footer. And to do that, let's come over here, click on widgets, and let's go to the footer section. You probably remember that when I was in my initial customizations, I reduced the number of footers from 3 to 1. If you wanted to change that, you can always come over here to where it says appearance and go to customize, go to the footer section and increase or decrease the number. But I like to keep it at 1. I just want to have 1 footer. So my footer is still empty. So let's start by adding our social media buttons. And to do that, let's come back. But before we add them, we first need to create a social media menu, which we haven't done. So let's come over here to where it says menus. Click there. Now up here, you see where it says edit your menu below or create a new menu. We want to click on create a new menu. And let's name this social media or social media menu. I think social media is good. Click on create menu. And our menu has been created. Now let's click on save menu. And our menu should have been saved now. The next thing we need to do is come over here to where it says custom links and click here. But what I will also do is pause the video for a second because I need to open up 5 of my social media profiles. And in these 5 tabs, I have my Google Plus page, I have my Facebook business page, I have my YouTube channel, I have my Twitter page, and I have my LinkedIn page. And so what I will do is add each one of these URLs to these custom links. And then where it says link text, I would just specify which social media item this belongs to. So for instance, let's start with the Google Plus page. And I will go ahead and copy my URL and I will paste it right here. And then where it says menu item, I will say Google Plus. And then I will click add to menu. And as you can see, our custom link has been added to our social media menu. I will do the same thing with the next one. For Facebook, I will put Facebook. I will go to my Facebook page, copy the URL, come back, paste it over this. That way you don't have this HTTP stuff twice. And then I'll just click paste. And then I'll click add to menu. I will pause the video, and what I want you to do is add however many social media links or items you want to add. And once you're ready, let's resume. Alright, so by now you should have added all of your social media menu items by using the custom links feature. So the next thing we need to do is click on save menu. Then what we need to do is go back to widget. So let's go to appearance and go to where it says widgets. And the widget we're looking for is, let's scroll down, the Sydney FP social profile. So click on this one and you see where it says footer one, click there and then click add widget. and now it's been added to our footer. Now what we want to do is go down, and you see where it says select your social menu. Click here, social media, click on save. And now let's go ahead and refresh by going to our website, click visit site. And there you have them in our footer. The next thing we need to do is create an opt-in form right here below the social media buttons. Let's go to our finished website so I can show you. This one right here. An opt-in form allows you to collect emails from your customers. And you probably already know this, but in case you don't, email marketing is one of the easiest, least expensive methods to market to your customers. And despite that, it provides the highest return over investment of any other type of marketing strategy. But more upcoming videos will be entirely dedicated to email marketing. And so for that, let's proceed. Let's go back up, or we can actually just click on this button right here. Let's come over here and let's go to the dashboard. Let's go to plugins and let's click on add new. And the plugin we're looking for is called opt-in forms. So let's paste it here. So it's this one. Let's click on enter. It's this one right here. It's the one that has 5 stars, 10,000 active installs. This is a great one. So let's go ahead and click install now. Activate plugin. And now that we installed it, if you check on our dashboard menu, you will notice that we have opt-in forms. Click on it. And before we can start using the opt-in forms fully, we need to connect it to an email service provider. If you already have an email solution provider, then just go ahead and write down your list ID number here. But if you don't, I highly recommend MailChimp if you're starting out because it's free to use for up to 2,000 subscribers. And you can get used to the interface. And if you decide that you want more options, you can upgrade to the paid versions, which offer a lot more than what the free version does. But the free version is more than powerful enough if you're just starting out. So let's click MailChimp. And with MailChimp, you only use the form action URL. And you will know what that is once we set up our MailChimp account. So to set up MailChimp, let's head to MailChimp. So let's go ahead and click a new tab. And you want to go to MailChimp.com, MailChimp.com. So let's come over here and click sign up free. Go ahead and enter your information. This is self-explanatory, so I will just pause and enter my info. Now let's go ahead and click on create my account. And as you can see, it says please check your email to activate. So I'll open my email in a different tab. Check it out. So let's click on our email. Activate account. I am not a robot. Confirm sign up. And so all you have to do is populate these boxes, fill out the information, which I just did, then click save and get started. Next. Dismiss. And the next thing we need to do is create a list. So let's come over here to the right, click on create a list. Then create a list up here. And then we just need to fill out this form. And I'm about to do that, so I'll pause the video. Alright, so I just got done filling out my form, and for my list name and my default from name, I chose the same name, which is my name, Saad Hamadi. And for the default from email, I chose support@amazingwpwebsite.com. And I would like to point out that your subscribers will be able to see this information right here. So please make sure you keep it professional, especially the email address. And for the email, choose an email at your domain name. And I will show you in a little bit how to create a professional email at your domain using HostGator, which is our hosting company. For example, if you're a travel agency and your domain name was paradisetravel.com, a good professional email might be something like help@paradisetravel.com. Or if your domain was jrindustries.com, a good professional email that you might want to show to your subscribers would be something like support@jrindustries.com. In my case, I chose support@amazingwpwebsite.com. This is an email that we have not created, but like I said, I will show you how to create it in just a little bit. Now down here where it says remind people how they signed up to your list, go ahead and remind them how they got to your list. In our case, they will be getting to our list by going to our opt-in forms on the website. So to remind them, you might want to say something like, you are receiving this email because you opted in using a form on our website. For the notifications, I set it up for daily summary, but you can choose one of these options. Click on save. That's it as far as creating a list is concerned. Now we have a list. So the next thing we need to do now is set up a sign up form. And to set up our sign up form, we need to come over here to where it says sign up forms. Click there. And it says, please verify support at amazingwpwebsite.com as your default email address. This is the email that I just provided when I was creating the list, but it's also the email that we have not created. And we do that in the cPanel. So what we need to do is find our email that we got from HostGator when we initially registered our domain name and bought our hosting plan. So let me find that email. So I'll actually open a different browser. So I just went to my Gmail account and I searched Amazing WP website to find the email that HostGator sent me. And it's this email right here. So let's go ahead and open this email. And this is the link to the cPanel. And so I need to copy my password, and please make sure you don't copy any spaces. So I'll click on the cPanel link. I'll enter my credentials and I'll click on login. So let's scroll down to find email accounts. And it's right here. So click email accounts. So this is really easy to do. All I have to do is put support here. Support, and the rest is done for me at amazingwpwebsite.com. And I need to enter a password. I will confirm my password and create account. And we just created a professional email for our website. Now the next thing you need to do is go back to the cPanel's homepage. So let's scroll up and click here where it says home and scroll down. Next to email accounts, you should see webmail. So let's click on it. Now click here where it says go to secure webmail login. Now you can read your mail using any one of these. I prefer Squirrel Mail, but these services are very similar. So I'll click Squirrel Mail. Now where it says full name, enter your name. And where it says email address, I'll make it support. And for the reply to, I'll just go ahead and copy and paste the same one. And click submit. That's it. Now to access your email, you have to go back to the cPanel every time. So let me close out of this. But if you use Gmail or Yahoo or another personal email that you prefer, you can actually forward your professional emails to your personal mail if you like it that way. And to do that, let's go to home again, the home of the cPanel. And let's scroll down. Not the email or webmail, but right here where it says forwarders. Now click on add forwarder and specify which email at your domain you want to forward. In this case, I'm choosing support because that's the only email we created. And by the way, remember, you can have a lot more emails. In this case, we have support at amazingwpwebsite.com. Now right here, this is the forward to email address, which is the destination address. So in this box, enter your Gmail or Yahoo or whichever email you would like to, and then click add forwarder. And once you do that, that's it. The next time an email is sent to your email at your domain name, it's also going to be forwarded automatically to your specified email that you choose here. So I just added my own personal email address and then click add forwarder. So now that we have our email, let's exit out of this browser and we're going to go back to finish setting up our sign up form with MailChimp. So close this and let's come down here. You see right here under default from email, we have a warning saying you must verify you have permissions to send from amazingwpwebsite.com. Verify domain. Click there. So let's go ahead and click send verification email. I'll just wait for the email and then I'll come back. And that didn't take long at all. Let me actually show you. Let me go back to my Gmail account on my other browser. And right here I got the email. I can either click verify domain access or I can enter the following verification code into MailChimp. I think this is just easier. So let me copy and paste this one. Copy. Let me go back. And I will paste my verification code right here. Click verify me. And that's it. Domain successfully verified. Done. And so as you can see, we no longer have the warning. So everything is good. Save list and campaign defaults. And our list defaults have been successfully saved. And now we need to generate the form action URL that's needed by our opt-in forms. Let me go back to the dashboard to show you. You see where it says opt-in forms? Remember when we went about creating a MailChimp account, it was because we needed this form to integrate it with our opt-in forms. So people can sign up on the website and be linked to our MailChimp for our email marketing purposes. So let's go back here. And to find this form action URL, what you need to do is click on sign up forms. Go to where it says embedded forms. Then you want to click on naked and scroll down here. You see where it says form action. I want you to copy anything that's between these quotes. This one right here, and it ends right here. So you can either do this. So what I will do is copy everything and put it in a notepad and just copy this selection. Just remember to copy between these quotes right here. And so I will do that. So I just opened up a notepad. So let me paste the whole thing in it. And let's go where it says form action and copy from here to here. Click copy. I will exit out of this. I don't need it anymore. Don't save. And let's go back to our opt-in forms and let's go ahead and paste this. So Control V. And that's it. Let's just go ahead and click on save changes. And our opt-in forms is now connected to MailChimp. So we are done there. Now let's go ahead and set up our form by clicking on form. So let's click here. And the form design by default is this, and I actually like the default one, but you can choose up to 5 of them. And I'm leaving all the options as they are except for the form placement. Let's click there. By default, this opt-in form displays itself after each post on your blog post and after each page on the website. But I don't want that. So let's go ahead and click on Don't Display and click on Don't Display. I do this because I will have it on my footer. Since it's going to be on my footer and the footer is displayed on every page, I'll just leave it like this. However, I can still force it inside any one of my pages if I decide that I would like to. So let's go back here. And this short code where it says opt-in form, this is what we need. So let's go ahead and copy this. And this is the short code that you need to copy anytime you need to display this opt-in form anywhere on the website. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's just go ahead and click on Save Changes. And now let's go to our widget section by going to Appearance and clicking on Widgets. And what we need to do is find the text widget. So let's scroll down. We're looking for text. And it's this one right here. So click on it. And we're going to add it to the footer. So click Footer one. Click Add Widget. And now the text is added to our widget. And so what we need to do is where it says content, let's just go ahead and paste the opt-in short code that we just copied. And that's it. Let's click on save. And now let's visit our website by going to amazing website, click visit site. Let's scroll down all the way. And there you have that. Now you will notice that there is more padding between these two. Unlike for instance, this one right here. This is our already created website. You can see that there is less padding than this one that we just created. But that's easy to change. This is because I added a short code that I will provide you later towards the end of the video, which will take care of not just this one, but other parts of the widget area. And it's just a short code that you need to copy and paste in your custom CSS area. And once you paste it, this distance will shrink. Now let me go to one of my pages. For example, the inspiration page, just as an example, and let me click on edit page. And I just want to show you what would happen if I decided that I want to have my opt-in form inside of a page. So put your cursor where you want your opt-in form to appear. So let's say, for example, right here between these two paragraphs, click enter. And so let's say I want my opt-in form to appear between these two paragraphs. So all I need to do is go back and copy and paste, Or I can simply type the short code right here and then update the page. And now if I was to view my page, you can see that between those two paragraphs, our opt-in form was inserted. Now you can insert the opt-in form on your sidebar, which remember, we have not customized this bar, but we will do so in a little bit. But in this area, you can insert your opt-in form if you would like to also. You can pretty much put it anywhere on your website or your blog posts. So now the next thing we want to do is create our blog page. So let's go back to our finished website. So remember that we already created the page itself, but the content within the page has not been created. So these posts are what we need to add. And once we add them, we are going to customize the page and we're going to have a beautiful blog on our website. So to do this, let's go back to our back end and let's go to the, well, before I go to the dashboard, let me fix this page. So edit page. And I want to, this is the opt-in form that I just had earlier, but I don't want the opt-in form inside of this page. So, okay, now we fixed it, update. So now let's go to posts. I was going to tell you to add a new post, but instead let's just go ahead and click on all posts. And you notice that when you first get your website, it comes with a default post that says hello world, but we don't need this post. So let's go ahead and trash it. And even though we trashed it, it's still here. So to get rid of it completely, let's trash it permanently. So delete permanently. Okay, so now let's go to post, or actually we can just click on add new. And let me take a second to explain to you what the difference is between posts and pages. Posts are mainly used for blog entries. And in the case of posts, the content is usually listed in chronological order on the blog page. They are usually published with a timestamp. Moreover, posts are syndicated through RSS feeds because they are meant to spur conversations, and they also have a comment section. Whereas pages are meant for static pages like the About Us page, the Services page, the Privacy policy, the Careers page, and so on and so forth. They are not time or date stamped and they have no chronology, and they are not included in the RSS feeds. So let's go back. Oh, and of course you can have as many posts and pages as you want. So now we're ready to add our first post. And due to the reverse chronology of the posts, our first post needs to be created first so that it can appear to be last. Let me show you. So on the blog posts, as you add newer posts, they appear here. So for instance, if you're to add a new one, it would appear here, and this post would get pushed right here to where this one is, and so on. So if I wanted my first post, which in this case, it's this one, to appear first, then I would need to create it first. And then you will notice that as you add more, they will be added and the older ones will be buried. So let me copy and paste this title. And I will go to the back end. And I will name my title Starting Our Happy Journey. And for the text, I will click on this and I will copy this text entirely. And then I'll come back and I'll just paste it here. Now let's go to where it says featured image. Click here, upload files, select files, and let me find the corresponding picture, which is post 1, set featured image, and then click on publish. And voila, we just published our first post. Now, one thing that I'd like to point out is that it's always a good practice to categorize your posts. And categorizing your blog posts is kind of like organizing your desktop files on your PC. And it's not only good from an organizational point of view, but it's also a good SEO practice. And it helps your blog readers find the relevant information easily. And we're going to create a separate video for how to categorize your posts. It's also very important that you optimize your posts for search engines. And towards the end of the video, I will show you how to do that with a plugin that we're going to be adding. Now, if you check our permalink, you will see that this is the link that would appear to people. It says http amazingwpwebsite.com/2016 February 8th, which is the date, that's today. Then starting out, well, this is long and unfriendly. I want to change that. I just wanted to say amazingwpwebsite.com/starting our happy journey. And so to change the permalink structure, what I need to do is come down here and scroll to where it says settings and go down to where it says permalinks. And we need to change this from day and name, which is the default setting, to post name. And then go down, click Save Changes. And if we go back to our post, now you see that our permalink is much better. So what I want you to do now is go ahead and create 5 more posts. All you need to do is just add your title and then add the text and add your featured image right here. And so go ahead and create 5 more posts, or however many posts you would like to add. And once you do, we're going to customize the page itself. Alright, so by now you should have 5 more posts, or however many posts you decided to have. In my case, I have 6. And I mentioned something about customizing the page, but there is nothing else that we need to do for the blog page. That's it. It's ready to go. So let's go ahead and visit our blog page. So let's come over here and click Visit Site. And let's click on Blog. And as you can see, we created a beautiful blog page. Now we have only 6 posts, and this is the last post that I created. So it's the first one that appears. And if we add more, up to 10 posts will show up here. After that, they will start disappearing. But you can change the number of posts that appear on your blog post by going to the dashboard and then going to settings and go to reading. Right here is where you can increase or decrease the number of blog pages that show on your blog posts. Now, one thing that we still need to do to complete the design of the website is, let me show you. Let's go back to our finished website and let's go to the home page and let's scroll down. And the latest from our blog. Remember, when we were building our homepage, we escaped this part because we hadn't populated our blog. But now our blog is populated, so we can add this section. So let's add this section to our homepage. So let's go to the back end. Come over here to Pages, click All Pages, go to Home, click on Edit. And that section from our homepage was located between this text widget, which has the What We Do text, and the Layout Builder, which had the 2 call to actions. So we need to place our row here. So let's click on Add Row. Let's make it just 1. Insert. And let's drop it below the text. Right here. So let's click on it. Click on Edit Row. Click on Theme. For the bottom border color, I chose this color, which is basically orange. You can choose not to have anything here and you'll be just fine, but that's how I have it in my finished website that I created earlier. Let's come down to the top bottom padding, and I have that at 10. Now for the background color, I have an off-white color in my finished website, but I don't know why do I have it that way. I actually prefer white, so I will just keep it as is, or we can even make it white. And let's go to row layout and click on full width. And you will notice once I save that my background color will be different than what I already have in my finished website. So this is one time that I will break the rule. I don't even really know why I decided to have an off-white color for the finished website, but let's go ahead and click on save. And now let's click on add widget. And the widget we're going to be adding is a Sydney theme widget, and it's the Sydney FP latest news. So let's edit this widget by going to edit, and all I need to change is the title. And I just typed latest from our blog. So come over here and click on done and click on update. And now let's view our homepage. Let's go down. And there you have it. Now you notice that we have a call to action. It says see all our news, and by clicking on it, this basically takes you to the blog page. Now you can keep this if you would like, but I feel like I might not need it, since by clicking on any one of these they will be taken to the blog anyway. So I will have a custom code that will actually delete this. If you like to keep it, you don't need to have that custom code added, but other than that, the home page is complete. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is customize our widget area. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me go to my finished website. And since I'm still on the inspiration page, I can actually show you. You see, this section right here of my regular pages is what's called the sidebar. And in my finished website, my regular pages as well as my posts of the blog have this sidebar, which in this case I kept it simple but elegant. I have a Facebook like widget which allows people to like my Facebook page directly from the sidebar. And I also have a recent posts widget which lists the last 3 posts from the blog. Now you can add more stuff to the sidebar. You can add a video, you can add a call to action, you can add a lot of things, but I decided to keep it like this. But sometimes the less the more. I would much rather have them like my Facebook page or click on one of my posts and read it than fill the sidebar with content that they may not consume. So if I was to compare this to, let's go to my back end and let's choose my inspiration page here or any regular page. As you can see, my sidebar is still uncustomized, and not only is it disorganized, but it looks messy and sad and just, it's not what I want. But before I customize my sidebar, I need to download 2 more plugins. So let's go to the plugin section. So let's go to the dashboard. Then let's come down to the plugin section. Click on add new. And the first plugin that I'm looking for is called Easy Facebook Like Box. Click enter. And it's not the first one that appears that has 10,000, but it's the second one that has 80,000. It's this one that says by Sajid Javed. Click on install now, activate, and then let's go to add new because I need to add another plugin. And this second plugin that I'm looking for is called Recent Posts Widget Extended. So I'll click on enter. And the one we're looking for is this one that has 100,000 plus active installs, and it's by Satria. So let's click on install now. Click on activate plugin. And now that our plugins are active, we just need to go to the widget area. So let's go to appearance. Click here where it says widgets. And by default, our sidebar has already had all of these widgets installed, but we don't want them. So let's go ahead and click and drag each one of them back to the widget area. Do the same one for this. Click and drag it to the widget area. Do the same thing to all of them. Meta, we don't need. And our sidebar is clean right now, but we want to go ahead and add our 2 widgets that we just installed. So let's come over here and click on the Easy Facebook Like box, and you can just drag it here. And alternatively, you can actually click and then click here. But these 2 actions, 6 of one, half dozen the other. So all you want to do is where it says fan page URL, go ahead and paste your Facebook URL without any slashes. So all I will do is put my cursor right here and replace this text with my URL. And please make sure you have no slashes, because if you do, this thing is not going to work. And then scroll down some more. And where it says responsive, select that. And come down and click save. So you can come back up and click on this little triangle to collapse this thing back up. Now the next thing I want to do is, so let me click on cancel because we already have that here. And so I'm now looking for my recent posts widget. And this is the one we're looking for, not this one, but this one. Click on it. And we're going to add it to the sidebar. So it's already added. We just need to confirm by clicking on add widget. So click here. And it's now been added. We want to leave everything as is except for, let me scroll down, where it says thumbnail increase this to 75. So highlight this, 75 by 75, and check where it says display excerpt, and the excerpt length, reduce that to 8, and that's it. Let's come down and click on save, and our widget has been saved in the sidebar. So let's come over here. So to view if our changes took effect, let's go back to our website, visit site. Let's go to our inspiration page. And as you can see, we have the Facebook like box. And it looks like I forgot to reduce the number of posts to show. So now we have all of our posts, which is actually fine if you need it that way. But let me fix this. This is a simple fix. So let's go back to the amazing site. You can access the widgets area from here. So let's click widgets. And let's go to our recent extended posts. And the number of posts to show, let's reduce it to 3. And scroll down, click on save. And let's come back here, visit site. Let's go to our inspiration page or marketing page, whichever page. And as you can see, we only have 3. And the only difference between this page and the pages on our finished website, which you probably didn't even notice, is that there is more padding. There is a little more spacing between the easy Facebook like box and the recent posts. Let me go back to my finished website. And notice how there is less space. We're going to fix that once we add our custom code that I told you about earlier. So let's go back. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is modify this part of my footer. Right now what I have is this text right here. Now there are 2 ways to do this. One of them is free and one of them is paid. If you were to go the paid route, that's the easy route, and it's also the more permanent route. You will ensure that your changes will not be overwritten. So the paid route would be by upgrading to the Sydney Pro. And to do that, you can either come to this same website that we're building, which is amazingwpwebsite.com, and go to the About page and click the second submenu, which is the Resources page. And there you will have the link to the Sydney Pro. And the other way to do it is by going to hamadiconsulting.com/resources. And that's going to take you to the Resources page. And it's also where you can upgrade. Do note that by using my link, I actually get a referral fee, so we all win. This website is very customizable and most everything you need can be done for free, but ultimately theme makers are also trying to make some money. So if you decide to purchase their pro version, that's just another shout out to them. They honestly deserve the best because they came out with what I think is the best theme WordPress has. And like I said, when going to WordPress itself, this theme has had more than 60,000 installs, but you know by now that this is a great theme. So if you do decide that you're going to upgrade to the Pro, then I kindly appreciate it if you use my link. So now let's go back to the free way of doing this. And that would be by coming over here to the amazing website, click on Dashboard, and go to where it says Appearance, and then go down and click on where it says Editor. Since our active installed theme is the Sydney child, that's what we have by default. But let's go ahead and click on the Sydney itself because we're going to be changing the footer in the Sydney theme itself. So click Sydney and then click Select. Now let's go down here and click where it says Theme Footer, footer.php. So click here. And now I need to say stop. I don't know if I should say this 5 times or 10 times or 100 times, but I do trust that you're an adult who knows what the word stop means. What we're about to do is very, very delicate, very dangerous. So just one small mistake and all of our hard work to build the website is gone to waste. So before we do anything, this is what I want you to do. So let's come over here so that we're in the middle. So what I want you to do is save this text before we start doing any editing, just in case, because if you make one small mistake, we can still have a backup version to go back to. So highlight everything to select it, then click on copy. And what I want you to do is open a notepad. And this is just a simple notepad that I opened, and go ahead and paste the text in it. And then save it somewhere because we might need it. Hopefully we're not going to need it. So please save it somewhere you can remember. So click File and Save As. And for the file name, you can name it anything. I named it Footer Document. Click on Save. And now that we saved that, let's go ahead and close it out. And let's come over here. So the portion we're going to be editing is this portion right here between these two quotes, this little apostrophe and this little apostrophe. This forward slash we don't need, so we can delete it. And the WordPress.org we don't need, so we can delete that. Once again, be very diligent. Now I will just put my company URL. So I typed hamadiconsulting.com. Once again, watch how this apostrophe I did not touch. Same thing for this one. Now let's go to the next line, and then for this text you want to leave this little apostrophe here, but you can delete where it says proudly powered by and replace it by something. Only delete from here to here, and I'll just replace it by Control V. Then where it says WordPress, we can also change that. Of course, you're going to be inputting your website address and your company's info, and V. So once again, you just want to make sure that any text that you add is between these quotation marks. Let me add one period here because I think I forgot it earlier. And then what you want to do is copy and copy and copy all the way to right here. And then go ahead and click backspace or delete. And then let's go ahead and click on update file. And now click on refresh. Let's scroll down, and as you can see, our changes took effect. So the next thing I want to do, and this is optional, but I just like it, is to center this message and also decrease the padding between my social buttons and the opt-in form, and reduce the padding between the recent posts and the Facebook like box. And what I need to do this is add a custom CSS code, and you can find it by going to this website, amazingwpwebsite.com/resources, which brings you to the resources page. Or you can also go to hamadiconsulting.com/resources. You can just come over here and click on the resources page. Basically, I want you to end up here where it says Amazing WP Website Documents. And these are the custom CSS files that we need to copy. So let's go ahead and copy them. And let's come back. Go down to Appearance and click down to where it says Editor. And you want to make sure that you're in the Sydney Child area. By default, as long as the Sydney Child is the active theme, this is where you're going to go. So under where it says Sydney Child Style Sheet, you want to click here and then just go ahead and paste these custom codes that we just copied. Then come down and click on where it says Update File. Then let's come over here and refresh our website. Let's scroll down. And you can see that the latest from the blog, you can see that the red button is gone. And you can see that the padding has been reduced here. And you can also see that the text here has been centered. And I just refreshed my inspiration page, and I can also see that the padding has been reduced between the Facebook like box and the recent posts. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is install an awesome SEO plugin called Yoast. So let's go back. Come down to where it says Plugins. Click Add New. And we're searching for SEO Yoast. Click Enter. And it's this one right here by Team Yoast. So let's go ahead and install now. Click on Activate. What this plugin does is that it allows your relevant content to be seen by online searchers. So people on Google and other search engines will be presented with a snippet of your content, and they can decide right there whether to click on that snippet of content. This is very important for your website optimization, so your products and services can be found online easily. Alright, now after installing the plugin, let's come over here to the dashboard menu area and scroll down. And you should now be able to see a menu item called SEO. You can click on where it says Start Tour, but let's just go ahead and close. Now let's go back to our pages or posts. Click on either. Let's click on Posts, for example. And you notice that each one of our posts now has this little SEO extension over here with a dark gray dot. This dot is what represents the degree to which our post or page is optimized. If this was well optimized, it would be green. If it was somewhat optimized, it would be orange, and so on. Now, most every text in our website is a dummy text. Therefore, it would be useless to try to optimize our website here. So what I will do is take you to my own website and show you how I would optimize one of my posts. So let's go there. And as you can see, I'm in the editing mode, so I can edit one of these posts. So let me click on this one. And as you can see, I'm getting the green dot telling me that it's well optimized. And that's good. That's what you want to look for. You will be amazed. A lot of businesses out there that have websites never bother to optimize the website or the web pages, which is a big mistake. This is where you can get ahead with your website. So let's go ahead and edit the page so I can show you. So let's click on edit right here, and that'll take me back to the edit mode. So let me scroll down. And right here you see Yoast SEO. And once again, we have the green dot, so that's good. And if you scroll down, you will see a detailed score of why we have what we have and what can be done to better it. So what you want to do is choose a keyword that you want to focus on. And in this article, I'm trying to list 7 reasons why you need to have a great website. So my focus word that I picked is great website. So what Yoast wants you to do is what Google and other search engines want you to do, which is to make sure that your focus keyword is included in your title, is included in your permalink, and it's included in your meta description. And the meta description is the snippet of description that I told you about, which is what people see on the search engine. This is what people see on Google when they are searching for related keywords. And this section you can edit, of course. I can change it, I can add, but you want to keep it brief. You want to keep it to a maximum of around 150 characters. And the great thing about this plugin, it monitors that for you. So as you type in, it tells you if you exceeded your limit. Of course, you want to make this short, sweet, and to the point, so that hopefully when people see it, they like what they read and then they click on it. Now, if I was, for instance, to, let's say, go ahead and let me copy this because I will paste it in a second, but let me go ahead and delete this. And as I delete it, it automatically adjusts my score. I now have a gray dot. What this means is that my post is not optimized. So let me go ahead and paste this. And as you can see, automatically it adjusts. This little plugin is a lifesaver. Now, this is a very brief tutorial. I just want to show you and I want you to download this plugin. But in a subsequent video, I will talk more about this plugin and other SEO tactics that will hopefully help us rank higher in the search engines. So let's go back. So you do want to take some time to optimize your posts and pages. And as you optimize each one of them, hopefully a green or at least an orange dot will be shown here. And one by one, your pages and posts will be optimized and your website will be soaring to the first pages of search engines. So let me close out of this. And I will close out of this. And I will close out of this. And now let me go ahead and finally log out. This is because our website is complete. So let me delete this and then enter. If you've made it this far, I want to be the first to congratulate you because I think that you've just created one of the most professional, most stunning websites out there. I just wanted to mention that if you have any questions, you can ask them here and I will try to answer as many questions as possible. But the best place to find answers is by going to the A-Themes website. These are the builders of the Sydney profile. They have a big forum and they are very responsive. I have seen them answer all kinds of questions. They are truly amazing. Now, all I ask from you is to do 2 things. Like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel so you can get more updates about digital marketing so you and me can continue to optimize your website until it's ranked high. Once again, please like the video and subscribe. These things really help me out. Thank you so much for taking your time to finish this rather long video. I will see you in the next video.